are listening to AM 1370 Sports on KWRM, Corona, California.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by SoCal Sportswear in Downey. SoCal Sportswear is the official provider for the ABA's Ontario Warriors, for the LA Sparks, and for Long Beach State as well. Your high school or college will enjoy all-star workmanship at all-star prices. Call 562-923-0909. That's 562-923-0909. SoCal Sportswear in Downey will put your name or logo on any type of hat, visor, tank, T-shirt, short, jacket, you name it. SoCal Sportswear in Downey. When you want it done right the first time, 562-923-0909.
First and second now with nobody out here in the top of the sixth. And Woody from the belt throws. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball to second. Weed to his left field. He goes to second for one. Ibar's return back to first in time. A double play.
The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes pregame show is on the air. KWRM 1370 is the radio home to the California League affiliate of the defending American League Western Division champion Angels. This is Quakes Baseball.
Have you ever driven with your knees? Applied makeup during the commute? Read the paper while you changed lanes? Answered your cell phone at 65 miles per hour? It might sound funny, but there's nothing funny about the nearly 1.5 million auto accidents that happen every year because of distracted drivers. Allstate understands that nobody's perfect, but they also think that safe drivers, people who do check their rearview mirror before changing lanes, do pay attention to the road, and don't eat while they drive, should be rewarded with the Allstate Safe Driver Discount. Safe drivers should pay less. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands? Eight-figure contracts, multi-million-dollar signing bonuses, million-dollar incentive clauses.
Hello, Best Western.
Hi, I'd like to book a room.
Sure, for how long?
5 months, so 161 days.
161 days?
Yep, don't want to miss out on any bobbleheads.
Wow, I guess so.
Actually, they're not for me, though. They're for my son.
I'm sure they are.
Stay at any Best Western in California, Nevada, and Hawaii between April 7th and September 15th and ask for the baseball rate. You'll get up to 25% off your stay and get a free limited edition bobblehead. A different Major League star in their minor league uniform with each stay. Log on to TravelBestWestern.com for additional terms or call 1-800-WESTERN. Guests must register in advance and quantities are limited.
Hello, everybody. Jason Anapoyan with you tonight on the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes pregame show. Game 3 of this series, the deciding game between Lake Elsinore and Rancho Cucamonga, as the Quakes came back last night to win it 4-3 over Lake Elsinore. And the ball game ended after Bobby Wilson hit a home run to straightaway center field to put the Quakes out in front 4-3. The ball game ended with Drew Macias striking out, looking at the plate with a tying run at third base in the top half of the ninth inning. However, for Macias early on, his season has been going rather nicely. And when we come back on the pregame show, we're going to sit down and chat with Rancho Cucamonga native Drew Macias as the Quakes pregame show continues right after this.
Hello, Best Western.
Hi, I'd like to book a room.
Sure, for how long?
5 months, so 161 days.
161 days?
Yep, don't want to miss out on any bobbleheads.
Wow, I guess so.
Actually, they're not for me, though. They're for my son.
I'm sure they are.
Stay at any Best Western in California, Nevada, and Hawaii between April 7th and September 15th and ask for the baseball rate. You'll get up to 25% off your stay and get a free limited edition bobblehead. Different Major League star in their minor league uniform with each stay. Log on to TravelBestWestern.com for additional terms or call 1-800-WESTERN. Guests must register in advance and quantities are limited.
Tonight on the Quakes pregame show, we're joined by center fielder Drew Macias of the Lake Elsinore Storm and Rancho Cucamonga native. Drew, you're a graduate of Altaloma High School. It must be nice coming back and playing at home.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, it's been a dream of mine to play here since I was a little kid. You know, right outside the gates, telling all my buddies that one day I'd play here in Rancho, and they'd all laugh at me and say, "Yeah, right." But you know, it's good to prove them wrong.
How many Quakes games would you come to a year? And you probably remember this club back in their very first year of existence.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I remember watching the stadium being built in the '94 season when they won the championship, and I was here almost every game. And they used to do the hams of the game. I remember being on the field, ripping my shirt off, and trying to get the crowd to you know, get it cheer for us. So I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Now, how far back do you go with baseball? I mean, as a little kid in terms of playing t-ball, and when did you know that you wanted to do this professionally?
Well, my first word when Mom told me was ball, and they always saw something in me, they said. But you know, as far as I remember, anybody would ask, I'd tell them I was going to be a baseball player. That was the first job I ever wanted, and so I've stuck with it, and just I'm trying my hardest to you know, fulfill my dream, and you know, it's just fun to be able to do this every day.
Oh, it's a great story, and you talked about your mom saying that your first word was ball. We've heard quite often your family in the stands cheering for you. How many people do you have coming out tonight?
I mean, last night there was 12. You know, it ranges between 15, 20 sometimes. You know, I mean, if all my little cousins come, and you know, there's a good 20, 25 people here in the stands. But you know, it's great, it's fun, and I mean, puts a little pressure on here and there, but you know, I'm trying to get through that. I mean, it's a lot of fun to play in front of. They haven't seen me play pro ball before, so.
Well, you mentioned that because you're in Fort Wayne. Obviously, if you're in the Midwest League, you could get on with any organization, and you never know. I mean, your baseball professional road may never take you through your hometown. Some guys are lucky enough to where at least at one part of their career they can say, yeah, I came back through.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, last year, I mean, I remember when this was actually the Padres club, you know, and then it went down to Elsinore, and I just would, this offseason, I would look and see when we're playing Rancho, and just kind of kept an eye out on that, and I was really pumped. So.
Now, Drew, you played basketball at Alta Loma High School, is that correct?
Yeah, one year, one summer, tried out.
Now, I understand, though, that there was a special tie-in here at the Epicenter in terms of someone who was your head basketball coach.
Yep, that'd be Trimmer.
And should we just leave it at Trimmer?
Yeah, Trimmer. He was there coaching me.
Yeah, Drew, you put here in the Padres organization, you're having a good season. You see teammates like Michael Johnson on this ball club, Fernando Valenzuela Jr. You guys are all left-handed hitters, and I was talking with your skipper about this last night, about you guys, and he said that you guys just basically, this is a ball club right now where everybody plays within themselves.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we want to do. We want to go out every night and just not try to do anything special, just go out and play baseball. I mean, that's what you got to do, and we're not out here. We're trying to win as a team, and we're not out here, you know, stats and all that doesn't really matter as long as we get in certain situations and do what we're supposed to do, stay within ourselves.
Now, being new to the Storm this year, you know that the Quakes and the Storm went down to the wire last year, and of course the players change from year to year, but it just has that feeling as if we're setting up again. No matter whether it be 12-10 or 4-3, these games with Rancho Cucamonga are probably going to be tight all year.
Oh, yeah, I agree. And, you know, we get these first month we play them I don't know how many times, you know, and it's just good. And I mean, they're good competition. I like playing. The guys are a bunch of nice guys on the team. And, you know, it's just fun to go out there and play against another team that's out here working hard and can, you know, play. So
how much, or, you know, you're early on in the Padres organization, what's your experience been so far? Have the Padres treated you well?
Oh, yeah, I have no complaints. You know, I mean, me and some of the other guys talk about getting traded. You know, I mean, I really like the Padres organization. I like all the coaches are a bunch of nice guys. Everybody knows how to play the game. All the rovers that go around, and you know, I no complaints at all. I really, really like it.
Now, this past weekend, you had a chance to watch Dave Roberts, who was in center field, and you were in left field a little bit. You know, what's that like? You got a big leaguer coming down, of course, whether it be in Rancho with the Angels or Lake Elsinore with the Padres. You're very close proximity-wise, and it's not the last time you're going to see a big leaguer come down.
Oh yeah, it was a trip. I mean, he brought his World Series ring. I got to take a picture with it on my finger. That was exciting. And you know, I asked him questions. I tried to pick his brain as much as I could and ask him about base stealing and you know what he's thinking and this and that. And it was just cool. I mean, I knew him from spring training because I got to be playing a couple big league games out there, and that was a lot of fun. So I mean, they're all nice guys, and they're willing to help. So.
We're talking with Rancho Cucamonga native Drew Macias tonight on the Quakes pregame show. Drew, finally, you with mentioning Dave Roberts, and it seems that he was a class act coming in and picking his brain. Who in your career so far, whether it be a family member or coach, who's been probably your biggest mentor as a ball player or had the biggest impact on your career?
I'd have to say, honestly, it'd be one of my high school coaches. His name's Hank Miranda. He works a lot of little leagues around the city around here, and I can say he was a big part of me getting drafted and having people look at me, and he always stuck behind me, and he's probably the best coach I've ever had in my whole life. And so he lives here in Rancho, so I'd have to say him for sure.
Is he on the pass list every now and then?
Every now and then he is. He came to a couple games. He said he's proud of me, and it's just good to have him in the stands. Great.
Well, it's a great story. Thanks for joining us, Drew. Welcome home, and continued success this season.
All right, thanks a lot.
We've been talking with Drew, and that was Drew Macias earlier this evening on the Quakes pregame show. We had a chance to sit down and chat with him, and very nice young man, Drew Macias, and he's having himself a good start to the season. Back home, playing in front of his family, and it won't be the last time. In fact, Lake Elsinore comes to town a week from tomorrow for a single-game series with the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. If you want to call it a series, I guess a single game is just probably the better way to put it, but Lake Elsinore will be in town next week. The Quakes have taken the field. Let's go ahead and run down tonight's starting lineups with my studio coordinators, John and Josh Souter. This is Jason Anafoyan with you. Please, you can join us on tonight's broadcast. As always, we are live from the epicenter tonight as the California League affiliate of the Padres and the Angels meet up, the Storm and the Quakes. And we had ourselves a very good ball game last night as the Quakes won it 4-3. Let's run down the starting lineups. First for Rick Renteria's Lake Elsinore Storm. Leading off, and at second base is Peter Ramos. Our pregame guest, Drew Macias, bats second. He's in center field. Fernando Valenzuela Jr., the DH, will hit third. Brett Bonvecchio is the third baseman, and Bonvecchio will bat cleanup. Michael Johnson is at first base hitting fifth. George Kottaras, the catcher, will hit sixth. Steve Baker in right field hits seventh. Brian Bergamy in left field hits eighth. Juan Siriaco, the shortstop, will bat ninth. Ramos, Macias, Valenzuela, Bonvecchio, Johnson, Kottaras, Baker, Bergamy, and Siriaco. Now the lineup for the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Howie Kendrick will lead off. He'll be at second base. Jason Sugden bats second. He's in center field. Matt Brown is the third baseman. He'll hit third. Bobby Wilson will catch and hit cleanup. Matt Pauley at first base will bat fifth. Blake Balcom, the right fielder, will hit sixth. Brooks Schenkel will DH. He'll bat seventh. Devin Day is the shortstop, hitting eighth, and B.J. Weed will bat ninth in left field. Kendrick, Sugden, Brown, Wilson, Pauley, Balcom, Schenkel, Day, and Weed. Top half of the first inning, here come the Storm to bat. On the mound for the Quakes, John Toledo. On the mound for the Lake Elsinore Storm, right-hander Jared Wells. So we're all set for baseball on this Wednesday evening at the epicenter as John Toledo, feet spread apart, on the rubber, winds and throws home, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. We are on time, right at 7:15 tonight, as the count is 0-1. Ramos batting .265 on the season with 6 RBIs, swings from the right side and hammers the next pitch into left field, and that is a leadoff single. Good crowd on hand, or this crowd still continuing to show up. There are still tickets available, so if you're in the area, come on by and join us tonight out here at the ballpark. Here is Drew Macias. Just heard him right now on the pregame interview. Drew Macias batting .306 with 3 RBIs on the season. First pitch is up high, and the count is 1-0. Macias was at the plate last night when the ball game came to an end. He took a called third strike. In a very odd ninth inning for the Quakes, they had not committed any errors all night until 2 outs. They committed 2 errors. A turn and a throwback over to first, and Ramos is back safely and standing. In fact, the Quakes, they committed 2 errors in the ninth inning last night, and it put the potential tying run 90 feet away at third base. Next pitch to Macias is down low, 2-0. But Bob Zimmerman was able to close it out in the ninth for his second save of the season. Quakes led one time last night. That was in the bottom of the 8th. That was all they needed as they won 4-3. A turn by Toledo and a throw over to first, and back safely is Ramos. Just underway here in the top half of the first inning. The lights on here, a very clear day. Somewhat hazy in the afternoon, but the wind blowing out to right. The next pitch swinging a bouncer to second. Kendrick fields it. He goes to Devin Day at short, and that is the only out they can get. Macias is aboard at first on a fielder's choice. Devin Day told me a few weeks ago, or told me last week, there's nothing he likes more than in baseball than turning that double play. The Quakes unable to turn that double play. 4-6 though on the force out of Ramos. Ball was a chopper to Kendrick and probably hit too slowly to be two. Here is Fernando Valenzuela, left-handed hitter as the runner leads from first. The pitch is up high and the count is 1-0. Valenzuela batting .333 with a home run and 8 RBIs on the season. Back on the mound is Toledo with the glove hand on his front left knee. Away from first base is Macias. Toledo from the belt kicks and throws the 1-0 on the way. A strike, and the count is even at 1-1. Clear skies above. We had rather overcast and real gloomy temperatures and nights the last 2 nights out here at the Epicenter, but tonight it's a different story. Runner bluffs from first. The next pitch to Valenzuela is down low. 2 balls and a strike. The Storm are in their alternate colored tops, the black colored jerseys, with Storm scripted across the front in red and red numerals on the back. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 man out. Wilson sets up away. Here's the pitch, and it's on the outside corner with a breaking ball for a strike, and the count is 2-2. Top half of the first inning, 0-0 the score. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. Off the bag at first, Macias. And Toledo steps back on. Polly is at first base, holding on Macias. Kendrick at second. Devin Day gets the start at short. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit into left center field. That's a base hit. Turning the bag at second base is Macias. He'll stop there. First and second for the Storm with 1 man out. Here is Brett Bonvecchio. Devin Day in the lineup at shortstop. Brandon Wood was a late scratch from the lineup. We don't know exactly the reason, but right now, Wood, who was in the original starting lineup, was scratched at the last moment. First and second now, 1 man out, top half of the first inning. Bonvecchio at the plate, left-handed hitter, and Toledo throws home. The pitch is a strike at the knees, and the count is 0-1. Now, Jean Toledo, he away from second base is Macias. Valenzuela away from first. 0-1 the count. Time is called. It was not a week ago, but in his last start on Friday, Toledo followed up Joe Torres on the piggyback day, where Toledo is starting tonight and Torres will follow. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch on the way. Curveball hits the outside corner for a strike, and the count is 0-2. So Toledo pitches 7 scoreless innings out of the bullpen last week, and he was a stabilizing force. The Quakes fell behind 3-0 early, and yet 7 shutout innings by Toledo. He said his sinker was working real well last week. The next pitch is outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and what happened in regards to Toledo last week, he said he had a good command of his sinker as compared to his first start or his first pitching appearance of the year, which did not go so well. But the last one did, and he retired 11 of the 21 hitters he faced by way of the ground ball. The 1-2 on the way, swinging a chopper back over the bag at third base and foul up into the seats. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Toledo retired 11 of the 21 hitters by way of the ground ball. He did not walk a batter, did not strike out a batter either. Simply relied on his defense behind him. Matt Brown, speaking of defense, with a very good glove at third base, playing behind the bag and off the line. The 1-2 on the way to Bonvecchio, low and away. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bonvecchio hitting .302, no home runs, 7 RBIs. Last night's ball game, 4-3 by the Quakes. It was a low for Lake Elsinore in terms of runs and hits in the early going. Now Toledo steps off the mound and he looks back at first. 2-2 the count. Toledo with that glove now on his knee. He pauses. A peek back at second. This time he comes home. The 2-2. Swinging a fister. That one's going to get through into right field. A base hit. Being waved around third is Macias. The throw from Balcom is going to be cut off. Scoring from second base on the play is Macias as Bonvecchio delivers an RBI single. And the Quakes are trailing Lake Elsinore 1-0 here in the top half of the first. The Storm lost their first 2 ball games of the year to Rancho Cucamonga. That is the only time that they have lost back-to-back days. Here is big Michael Johnson. First and second, 1 man out. Now the pitch home to Johnson. Taken for a strike, a curveball by Toledo. The count is 0-1. 1 run, 3 hits so far for Lake Elsinore. What Toledo needs is a ground ball to get him out of this inning. First and second. He's set from the belt to look back at second. Here's the 0-1 on the way. Swung on and missed. And the count is 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. Top half of the first, and Toledo is set. Wilson sets up away, the 0-2 on the way. Breaking ball down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. B.J. Weed is the left fielder tonight. Straight or playing more towards the gap. Jason Sugden in center field. Shaded a tad towards right center. Blake Balcom is in right field. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 man out. The next pitch is down low. Wilson blocks it, and the runners hold. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. Toledo looks back at second. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a shot down the left field line and foul, out of play. 2-2. And now Toledo walks back up on the rubber and grabs at the rosin behind the mound. That last pitch broke the bat of Michael Johnson. He has gone back to the first base dugout to retrieve that ball, or to retrieve a new bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. First and second. Toledo is set. Here's the 2-2 on the way, low and away. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now Bobby Wilson laying down the signs with the 3-2 count. 1 man out. Toledo on the season. 1 win, 1 loss, a 3.97 ERA. Full count, and Toledo steps off. He looks back at second base, and back to the bag is Valenzuela. 3-2. Toledo throws the pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3. A changeup. 2 men out. Here is George Kottaras. When you think about Michael Johnson, and he had a very big year last year for Lake Elsinore. He was also on that ball club with big Paul McAnulty. Paul McAnulty broke his knee today up at the AA level with the Mobile Club in the Southern League as Toledo steps off the mound in a ball game at Huntsville. He was trying to field the ball. Here's the pitch to Kottaras, taken for a strike on a curveball, and a nice one by Toledo. Very tight snap to that one. 0-1 the count. McAnulty crashed into the wall on a ball hit by Tony Zuniga of Huntsville. and he ended up breaking his knee. The next pitch swung on and missed. No balls, 2 strikes. Toledo has stayed with some soft stuff here in the at-bat to Kottaras. The Quakes decked out in their home white jerseys. Quakes scripted across the front. Sleeveless vest, black sleeves underneath. The 0-2 on the way. Swing and a tapper foul wide of the first base line. Back up into the dugout. No balls and 2 strikes the count. 1-0 Lake Elsinore, top half of the second inning. Toledo peers in for the stretch. Now he's set. He throws the 0-2 on the way. He is down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Toledo to the glove from the belt. The 1-2 on the way. Swinging a big tapper up along the first base line, and that's going to be foul. In his last start, we told you 7 innings for Toledo, 5 hits. Did not walk a batter or strike out a batter. The Quakes come into the ballgame 7-6 behind Lake Elsinore. They're tied with High Desert at 7-6. They're a half game behind the Storm, currently, who are in first place in the Southern Division. 1-2 on the way, down low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tomorrow, the Quakes will be off. Our next broadcast will come your way from Lancaster on Friday. 2-2 the count. 2 men out. Now Toledo is set, and he throws. The pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And the side is retired. 1 run in the inning for the Storm on 3 base hits. A man left on. We head to the bottom half of the first. It's the Storm 1 and the Quakes coming to bat.
It's a hot, sunny day. You've worked hard all week. All you want to do is take a dip in your pool and unwind. Unfortunately, your pool needs some repairs. You haven't called Monarch Pool Replastering. Monarch offers complete swimming pool repair and service, as well as year-round maintenance. If your pool's in need of repair, call Javier Vargas at 909-263-3809. That's 909-263-3809. Monarch Pool Replastering, because there's nothing worse than having a pool and not being able to use it.
One of the most desired qualities on any team is speed. The same is true in the business world. If you're faced with a near impossible printing deadline, call R2 Graphics. From business stationery and brochures to digital color, you're sure to appreciate their quality, competitive prices, and fast turnaround. When every second counts, count on R2 Graphics. See them online at r2graphics.com. That's letter R, number 2, graphics.com. They're located in the Aero Business Park at 9047 Aero Route in Rancho, Cucamonga.
The Charter Media Friday Family Fun Pack is back. Get 4 club seats, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, Quakes baseball, 2 Boomers miniature golf passes, 4 GameWorks passes, and 2 Cold Stone Creamery ice creams with the purchase of 2 ice creams, all for just $38. The Charter Media Family Fun Pack is available for April 15th, May 20th, June 10th, July 15th, and August 26th games at the Epicenter. Purchase your Friday Family Fun Pack. Call the Quakes ticket office at 909-481-5252.
Moving along now to the bottom of the first inning with the Quakes coming to bat. They trail Lake Elsinore 1-0. Kendrick, Sugden, and Brown coming up for Rancho. And it's a lineup that does not have Brandon Wood in it tonight. 1 run, 3 hits for Lake Elsinore in the top half of the first. Here is Howie Kendrick. Kendrick has busted his average up to .419. 4 home runs and 14 RBIs. Here is the pitch, and Kendrick takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. Howie Kendrick has been batting leadoff most of the season now. Here's the 0-1 on the way. Kendrick swings, and he hits that one out towards center field. That's a base hit. The man is swinging a very good bat these days, and that is Howie Kendrick. He is just locked in right now at the plate. Here is Jason Sugden. Kendrick, in his last, now this is 10 games, he is 24 for 46. The pitch to Jason Sugden is down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Jason Sugden, last night in the ball game, he was 2 for 3. He had an RBI single in the second. Actually, he was 2 for 2 with a sacrifice. An RBI single in the second. Next pitch, Sugden swings, hits out one softly back past the mound. It's charged by Siriaco at short from the infield grass. He throws on the run, cannot get Sugden. Sugden aboard with an infield hit and looks like a broken bat infield single. Here is Matt Brown. Brown batting .327 with 3 home runs and 70 RBIs. The Quakes, it took a while for them to get going last night. They chipped away when they fell behind 3-0. They trail 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. The first 2 men are on, and the pitch to Matt Brown is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. The Angels are at home tonight, hosting the Cleveland Indians. They'll host Cleveland tonight and tomorrow, and then here's a spin and a fake back to second base. Kendrick is back with a head first slide. They will, the Angels will host Cleveland tonight and tomorrow night, and then Oakland over the weekend. The Quakes will head to Lancaster for 3 this weekend, and then Lake Elsinore next Monday through Wednesday. Pitch is low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. After tonight, these 2 teams will take a night off. They'll take a series off from each other, and then meet up for 4 more. 3 in Lake Elsinore, and then next Thursday, back here at the Epicenter. The 1-1 on the way, and Brown takes down low. 2 balls, 1 strike. From second is Kendrick. From first is Sugden. Brown with a .327 average so far, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. Now Wills throws home the next pitch, swing and a bouncer to short. Siriaco fields as he goes down to his bottom, throws to second for 1, back to first, in time, a double play. Siriaco looked more like that ball caught him rather than he caught the ball. And he fell down, and then from his seat threw to second base with Ramos covering the bag. So 2 men are out, 6-4 to 3. Jared Wells getting a big double play there. And here is Bobby Wilson. Kendrick at third base, and Wells throws, and the right-hander deals a strike, and the count is 0-1. Jared Wells is 2-0 with a record of with an ERA of 3.65. Wells defeated San Jose in his last start. He took the win in 6 innings. Gave up 4 runs all earned. Now Wilson swings and lets a high pop fly foul and out of play, and the count is 0-2. Wells, 4 runs all earned in 5 hits in 6 innings against San Jose. He walked 2, struck out 2 in that contest. Wells has pitched against the Quakes this season. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 men out. The pitch on the way is down low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. In fact, Wells' first outing against Rancho was not a bad one at all. 1-2 the count. He's set. Here's the 1-2 on the way. Swinging a shot hit foul. Back beyond the first base bag and up into the seats. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wells throws the 1-2 on the way. Breaking ball. Wilson held up on a check swing, says the base umpire, Scott Jarrett. Mark Ripperberger is behind the plate tonight, calling balls and strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men out. a pause at the belt. Here in the pitch on the way. Swung on. Hit into center field. That's a base hit. Wilson with a 2-out RBI single scores Howie Kendrick from third base, and it is 1-1. Here is Matt Polly. Polly with a runner at first base and 2 men out. First pitch swinging. He pokes that one into right field. That's a base hit. Wilson waited for the ball to cross in front of him before he continued his stride to second base. Runners are at first and second now after the Polly single. The Quakes with 4 singles in the inning. Here is Blake Balcom. Last year, it wasn't until the day after Mother's Day that the Quakes had their first off day of the season. This year, it comes a little bit earlier, significantly earlier, with the off day being tomorrow. Two men out for Blake Balcom. Here's the first pitch, and it's in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. 1 run, 4 hits now for the Quakes to a run on 3 hits for the Lake Elsinore Storm. Balcom hitting .256 with a home run and 5 RBIs. Here's the 0-1 on the way. Swing and a fly ball lifted down the right field line. This one's going to bounce up into the seats. No balls, 2 strikes. Lights on at the ballpark. Breeze blowing out to right field. Clear skies above. Still a light-colored sky behind the silhouette of the mountain range into the left field skyline. Some of the street lights and lights from the houses beginning to sparkle up the hill. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 men out. Here's the pitch on the way to Balcom. Low and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Very nice night. It is a cool one, but a much more comfortable night than what we had the last 2 out here at the ballpark. $1 hot dogs tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 men out to Blake Balcom. Now Jared Wells from the belt. A look back at second. The 1-2 on the way. Low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The ball momentarily gets away from Kottaras. And he retrieves that ball. Throws it back to the pitcher. The runners hold. 2-2 the count. Balcom, right-handed hitter, waves that bat back and forth, stands off the plate just a tad. The 2-2 on the way, low and away, and it heads to the backstop, and the runners are going to move up. A wild pitch by Wells, putting runners at second and third now. Now a base hit could not only give the Quakes the lead, but it could get them 2 runs. Full count, 2 men out. Now Wells throws the pitch on the way, swung on and missed, strike 3, and the inning is over. For the Quakes, 1 run on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the second inning. Ball game tied up 1-1.
Hey, Dirtbags fans, it's the voice of the 49ers, Rob Bushka. Join Dirtbags skipper Mike Weathers and I live from Cerevello's in Long Beach for the Mike Weathers Show. Each Wednesday from 6:30 to 7:30, we'll take your questions, and you can win tickets, Dirtbags merchandise, and more. The Mike Weathers Show, Wednesdays at 6:30 from Cerevello's in Long Beach, 4115 Viking Way. If you can't make the show, be sure to catch it here on KWRM 1370 AM and on the internet at longbeachstate.com.
Great moments in Laughlin history. Jeff from Barstow tries out his new camera phone.
Hey, Jeff sending pictures from Laughlin.
Looks like you rented a jet ski.
Cool. Now he's floating by a pontoon boat.
Are there girls on there?
Yeah, those are girls.
Are they hot?
Yeah, and they're really tan. I think he's in a casino now.
Are the girls with him?
They're blowing on his dice. Nice, he won.
Good. He owes me money.
They're in a nightclub now.
Whoa.
Knee-deep in females.
Yeah, that never happens when we're with them.
Hello?
Hey, man, you gotta shoot some down here. Hey, baby.
Jeff says hello.
Uh-huh.
I hate Jeff.
Laughlin, Nevada. Founded on fun.
I don't want to know what that is.
For information, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
One to one heading to the top of the second inning. Blake Balcom, he struck out swinging in the first with runners at second and third to end the inning. The Quakes did get a run on a 2-out RBI base hit by Bobby Wilson. And that brought in Howie Kendrick, who reached base safely to start the offensive night for the Quakes. And John Toledo deals the first pitch to Steve Baker, and Steve Baker swings and fouls it right back to the screen, and the count is 0-1. Baker, Bergamy, and Siriaco. Toledo rocks. Here's the 0-1 on the way, and it's a strike, and the count is 0-2. Baker hitting .380 with 11 RBIs so far on the year. No balls, 2 strikes. Toledo winds and throws. Next pitch on the way, sinker in the dirt, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Toledo, feet spread apart on the mound. Kicks. Here's the 1-2 on the way, and it is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's Toledo. A 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Toledo went with a fastball and ran away from Baker. 1 man out. Here is Brian Bergamy. Toledo with 3 consecutive strikeouts. He had only 1 strikeout in his first 2 outings coming into the ball game tonight. Bergamy hitting .250 with a home run, 6 RBIs. He takes inside. The count is 1-0 to Bergamy. Switch hitter, batting left-handed. Open stance from the left side of the plate. Most of the weight crouched back on his back leg. Next pitch is in there for a strike, and the count is even 1-1. Toledo goes back and digs for the rosin. 1 ball, 1 strike. The windup and the pitch on the way. Down low. Two balls and 1 strike to count. Here's Toledo to the plate. Next pitch, swinging a ground ball, hits a short. Devin Day fields it and throws over to first in time to get Bergamy. 2 men out. Devin Day was a part of the Arkansas Razorbacks College World Series ball club last year. Here is Juan Siriaco. A World Series appearance for Arkansas that ended too short. They were 2 and out in the double elimination tournament. Next pitch to Siriaco's low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Brown is in on the grass at third. The 1-0 on the way. Siriaco takes way outside from Toledo. 2 balls and no strikes. 1-1, top half of the second inning. Beautiful night here at the Epicenter. Here's the 2-0 on the way. Swung on, hit out towards center field. Sugden coming in. He's going to play it on a hop. 2-out single for Siriaco. And here is Peter Ramos to the plate. Ramos singled to left. He hit a hard shot to left here in the first inning tonight. He led off the ballgame and slapped a shot to left. So 2 men out. And Siriaco held on by Polly at first. Now Toledo peeks back over his shoulder and throws home. The pitch is swung on and lifted high and foul off to the right. This ball is out of play. They have the American flags up around the ballpark on the beautiful American flags that they have up around the ballpark. Here's the 0-1 on the way, a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Usually they are the multicolored or the rainbow-colored flags. And tonight the city has put up the American flags on the flagpoles that are on top the first and third base seating structures. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and slapped hard to right. That's a base hit. Siriaco turns the bag at second. He'll make it to third. Balcom over to cut the ball off and get it back to the infield. First and third now for Lake Elsinore. Peter Ramos is now 2 for 2. Here is Drew Macias. Reached on a fielder's choice and came around to score on a Brett Bonvecchio RBI single. They are scoreless in Anaheim tonight. Angels hosting the Indians. Top half of the third. Here it is 1-1, 2 men out, and Toledo throws home and a curveball for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Toledo retired the first 2 men he faced in the inning before giving up back-to-back singles. 0-1 the count. Now he looks in from the stretch. Here's the 0-1 on the way. Inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. 5 hits now for the Storm in the early going. 1-1 the count. Now Toledo is set. Here's the 1-1 on the way. Swinging a ground ball to third. Knocked down by Brown. He stays with it. Throws over to first. And it's in time as Polly applied the tag on Macias coming up the line. Brown's throw went to the foul side of the first baseline. And Polly caught the ball with Macias, the runner, coming up the line. And then he applied the tag to Macias, and that is where he was able to get him before he reached the bag at first. The inning is over. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on. We head to the bottom of the second, tied up at 1.
I'm Mandy Moore. Please join me in helping those who battle cancer by supporting the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Kids Help collects fair change through the school and youth programs. Families, neighbors, and businesses come together every fall for the Light the Night Walk. Athletes of all ages provide support through team and training events, while others give their time and talent, an important gift. You too can help provide both help and hope. To find out how, visit us online or call 888-HELP-LLS.
The bond between food and Pepsi is a storied tradition. It is a bond of respect and admiration.
I just know that when I come out of the piping hot oven covered in cheese and pepperoni, I'm a little disoriented. But then I see that beautiful blue and red and white eye gazing at me. I know I'm not alone.
A bond that says where there's a pizza and a Pepsi, things are going to be okay.
And that's when I knew who I was. I'm a pizza. And proud of it. You know, it's because of... Oh, thank you, Pepsi. It really, meant a lot.
It's a bond of... Well, you say it, Mr. Pizza.
Love. I love you, Pepsi. I'm a pizza, and I love Pepsi. There, I said it.
Pepsi, food's good. Pepsi, it's the cola.
Heading to the bottom half of the second inning. Tied up at 1. Jared Wells completing his warm-up tosses on the mound. The Quakes will send Brooks Schenkel to the plate. 1-1 the score, with our studio coordinators John and Josh Souter, Jason Anaforian with you out here at the KWRM, or out here at the Epicenter. John and Josh are back at the KWRM studios. Here's the pitch to Schenkel, and it is down low, 1-0. We'll be on the air, tape delay, on Friday night following Long Beach State baseball. The 1-0 on the way. Schenkel swings and rolls it to second base. And it is fielded by Ramos, and he throws over to first to retire Schenkel, 1 man out. Here is Devin Day. Devin Day has seen some starts as a designated hitter tonight, playing the first game in the field. The pitch to the shortstop is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Day 2 for his first 15 with an RBI, the 0-1 on the way. He takes a strike and the count 0-2. Day serves as a utility player, utility infielder, also a designated hitter, as we have told you. The 0-2 on the way. Reach for and rolled to first. Johnson fields off the bag. He'll flip over to Wells, the pitcher, covering the bag in time to get Day quickly 2 men out. 2 away. That'll bring up B.J. Weed. Well, a lot going on in the San Diego Padres organization right now with the hiring of Sandy Alderson, who had served with the Oakland Athletics for many years before heading over and working out of the Major League Baseball front office. Here is B.J. Weed, and the pitch to Weed is taken down low. 1 ball and no strikes. The Lake Elsinore Storm, as we told you, in first place in the California League Southern Division by a half game over both High Desert and Rancho. Next pitch low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the windup. And a 2-0 on the way. Weed swings and rolls this one to second base. Ramos with the field off to his left from the outfield grass. He spins and throws over to first to get Weed in time. That was a very good play by Ramos. He reached down with his glove and was able to wrap that ball up shoe height before retiring Weed. We move to the 3rd inning after the Quakes go in order here in the bottom of the 2nd. It is 1-1.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, carpet makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk in, Yellow Book, not the other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
You are listening to AM 1370 Sports on KWRM, Corona, California.
It's your first game. You got your glove?
Yeah.
Good boy. All right, right in the sky, beautiful green grass. You know, there's nothing better than baseball in summer.
I guess.
Hey, where's that peanut guy?
Dad, we're in the living room.
Hooked on a clear picture? Get hooked on Charter HD TV with a picture 5 times sharper than regular TV plus theater quality sound. You watch television like never before. Get local channels in high definition with no equipment to buy. Go where satellite can't. Call 1-888-GET-CHARTER and get hooked. Service not available in all areas. Prices may vary.
Top half of the 3rd inning, Fernando Valenzuela Jr. to lead it off for Lake Elsinore. Tie ball game at 1. John Toledo on the mound throws home, and the pitch to Valenzuela is low and inside, 1-0. Toledo winds. Here's the 1-0 on the way, and Valenzuela takes inside. 2 balls and no strikes. The count. Breeze blowing out to right field tonight at the epicenter. Nighttime has already settled in here. The 2-0 on the way. Valenzuela swings and lifts a high pop-up foul back up into the seats beyond the Quakes dugout. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Toledo ready. He rocks. Here's the 2-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. 2-2. He ran a fastball in, and it really tied up Valenzuela. That is odd. It is not often that we have seen Valenzuela. We've seen quite a bit of him early on. Get that tied up in a swing. The 2-2 on the way, low and inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ran 2. Here is the pitch on the way. Valenzuela can not hold up on a check swing, and he takes a called third strike. And he is out number one. I think Alan Zwele immediately turned back to the plate umpire, Mark Ripperberger, to ask him if he had gone around and swung, or if that was because the pitch was there in the strike zone. And the answer is the pitch was there in the strike zone. One man out. Here is Bonvecchio. The pitch to the plate, and Bonvecchio takes a strike at the knees, and the count is 0-1. Four strikeouts for Toledo. The windup. Here's the 0-1 on the way. Strike at the knees, 0-2. Bonvecchio back in the box. Toledo rocks and kicks. The 0-2 on the way, and that ball misses inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 on the way, down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bonvecchio with the RBI single in the first for the Storm's only run so far of the night. Toledo is ready. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Strike 3 called. Bonvecchio did not like that call, and he is pointing back at the plate, and he is joined all the way back to the dugout with plate umpire Mark Ripperberger. And Ripperberger let Bonvecchio get away with quite a bit of some animation there. It seemed as Bonvecchio got closer to the dugout, the madder he got. Here's Michael Johnson, left-handed hitter, swings and misses at the first pitch, and the count is 0-1. 2 men out, top of the third. Toledo is ready, and he winds and throws. The 0-1 on the way, and that is down low. 1 ball and a strike to Michael Johnson. We're telling you about Paul McAnulty, Johnson's teammate last year, breaking his knee today. Next pitch, a strike on the outside corner, 1-2, in an afternoon game at Huntsville, Alabama. Paul McAnulty, he ran into the wall trying to field the ball hit by Tony Zuniga, and he broke his knee. Here's the 1-2 on the way, inside 2-2. From the report that we got before the ball game, McAnulty had actually stayed in the ball game an inning after the injury had occurred before he came out. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Johnson back in, taps that bat on home plate. He hovers over the plate from the left side. The pitch on the way is down low. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 the count. Toledo winds and throws. The pitch on the way. Swung on and rolled foul. Back to the on-deck circle. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Toledo with 5 strikeouts so far. We're in the third. Here's the windup and the payoff pitch. And Johnson takes strike 3 called on the outside corner. And Toledo strikes out the side. All 3 looking here in the top half of the third. Storm go in order. We head to the bottom of the inning. We're all tied up at 1.
One of the most desired qualities on any team is speed. The same is true in the business world. If you're faced with a near impossible printing deadline, call R2 Graphics. From business stationery and brochures to digital color, you're sure to appreciate their quality, competitive prices, and fast turnaround. When every second counts, count on R2 Graphics. See them online at r2graphics.com. That's letter R, number 2, graphics.com. They're located in the Aero Business Park at 9047 Aero Route in Rancho, Cucamonga.
One of the most common types of pollution from businesses is contaminated water runoff, which carries oil, grease, or other chemicals that drip or spill onto the ground into the street. This water continues through our communities untreated until it reaches the Santa Ana River and eventually the ocean. Contaminated runoff from your business is a violation of local laws for which you could pay a fine. So please, sweep outside areas and put the debris in the trash. Never hose them down or sweep into the curb or storm drain. Make sure dumpsters have lids to reduce blow-away litter, and call your trash hauler to replace your dumpster faster if it leaks. Empty mop water and other dirty water into a mop sink or floor drain. Do not illegally dump the water outside. Use non-toxic cleaning products whenever possible. Dispose of all toxics such as pesticides and cleaning products through a hazardous waste hauler. These items are too toxic to trash. And obtain spill containment and cleanup kits for your business. For more information about stormwater pollution prevention, please call 800-CLEANUP or the City of Rancho Cucamonga at 909-477-2740 extension 4060.
Heading now to the bottom half of the third inning with this score. Quakes won and the Storm won. The Angels have grabbed a 1-0 lead on Cleveland, bottom of the third inning tonight in Anaheim. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for the Storm. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the Quakes. On the out-of-town scoreboard in the American League, Seattle 4, Oakland 3. That's in the bottom of the third inning tonight in Seattle. San Diego leads the Dodgers 1-0 heading to the bottom of the fourth inning, and Arizona leading the Giants 2-0 in the bottom of the third. Here is the first pitch to Howie Kendrick, swung on and pulled past the drawn in Bombecchio down the left field line, a base hit. Kendrick turns the bag at first, and he's going to head into second base with a stand-up double. Kendrick, 2 for 2. Here is Jason Sugden. Sugden reached on an infield hit. His first time up. Away from second base is Kendrick. A look back at second base. Here's the pitch on the way. Inside to Sugden. And the count is 1-0. Elsewhere on the out-of-town scoreboard, the Yankees, they thumped Toronto 11-2 on the road tonight. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch, Sugden shows bunt, pulls back and takes inside. 2-0. Snap throw down to second base. That ball deflects away from Siriaco as he was trying to cover Kendrick getting back to the bag, and Kendrick gets up and takes off for third. An error charged to Kottaras, the catcher, allowing Kendrick to get up from second and move to third. Now the Quakes have a runner at third and nobody out, and the infield is brought in. Wells throws. The pitch is down low. 3 balls, no strikes. Jared Wells in his first start of the season, 6 in the third innings here at Rancho. He picked up the win that night. That was the third game of the year. 5 hits, 1 run, it was earned. The next pitch, a strike, and the count is 3-1. It was the home run he gave up to Brandon Wood. He did not walk the batter, and he struck out 6 that night. Wells wearing the high socks, black jersey for the Storm tonight. High black socks with the gray pants. 3-1 on the way. Sugden swings and hits that one to the backhand side of Siriaco, drawn in at short. He throws over to first base in time to get Sugden. Kendrick had bluffed once Siriaco had released the ball or began to release the ball, but Kendrick holds at third. I think that ball was hit about as deep in the hole as you can get with a drawn-in infield without the runner from third taking off and coming home. 1 out, Matt Brown, the batter. Renteria keeps the infield in. 1-1 the score, bottom half of the third. And Wells from the belt throws home. The first pitch to Brown is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 man out. Here's the pitch on the way. Stride called on the outside corner, and the count is 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out here in the inning. Brown hit into a double play in the first. Next pitch, swung on and kicked into the glove of Kottaras, and on 3 pitches, Brown is out on strikes. Here is Bobby Wilson. So Wells pitches nicely with a runner at third and nobody out. Bobby Wilson, the batter. He had a 2-out single in the first that brought in a run. He takes down low, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 men out here in the bottom half of the third. Now Wells is set from the belt. Here's the 1-0 on the way. Wilson takes a strike on the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed, and the count 1-2. Bobby Wilson coming into the ballgame 10th in the California League in hitting. Howie Kendrick, who leads away from third base with a small lead, 4th in the league in hitting. 1-2 on the way, swung on, poked down the right field line. That's another base hit with 2 outs. It goes down into the corner. Kendrick scores easily. Baker over to dig the ball out, and into second base with a double and an RBI is Bobby Wilson, and it's 2-1 Quakes. Here is Matt Pauley. Pauley singled to right in the first. Wells throws home. Pauley takes a breaking ball low and inside. 1-0 the count. Wells peers in from the stretch. A pause at the belt. Here's the 1-0 on the way. Pauley takes down low. 2 balls and no strikes. Wells throws 2-0 on the way, down low. 3 balls and no strikes. Now Wells is set from the belt. Here's the 3-0 on the way. Down low, ball 4. Pauley walks, putting runners at first and second with 2 men out. Here's Blake Balcom. The parties involved in the scoring here in the third, identical to the parties for the Quakes that produced the runs in the first inning. Dave Rasich, the Storm pitching coach, comes out to the mound to talk with his starter, Jared Wells, right now. And here comes home plate umpire Mark Ripperberger coming out to the mound to break this meeting up. Blake Balcom, who struck out swinging with runners at first with runners at second and third in the first inning, coming up to the plate. 2-1, Rancho, bottom half of the third. Away from second is Wilson. Pauley off the bag at first. Wells looks back. Now he throws home. The pitch, strike on the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. Here's the 0-1 on the way. Balcom swings and taps this one foul. Wide of the third base bag and down the line. No balls, 2 strikes. Jared Wells gets a new baseball. Wells in his last start went 6 innings against San Jose and picked up the victory as well. 0-2 the count, the pitch on the way. Strike 3 call on the outside corner, and the inning is over. So Wells gets the strikeout on Balcom to end the third. The Quakes score once on the Bobby Wilson RBI double. 2 hits, 1 walk, 2 left on. We head to the fourth. 2-1 Quakes.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Miraloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom label, the Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
KWRM 1370, the radio home for Quakes baseball.
In baseball, there are day games, night games, and even the occasional twilight doubleheader. But you'll never see a first thing in the morning game. That's because mornings are for Farmer John. Whether it's delicious hardwood smoked bacon, savory sausage, or juicy ham steaks, they're all made fresh right here in the Southland. There's even Farmer John quick serve bacon and sausage. It's ready in seconds. So share your afternoons and evenings with the Quakes. But mornings are for you and Farmer John. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
Moving along now here into the top half of the fourth inning with the score. Quakes 2, Lake Elsinore 1. John Toledo with his first lead to work with on the night. Leading it off will be George Kottaras after Toledo struck out the side in the third. As he deals a first pitch strike to Kottaras, the count is 0-1. Kottaras struck out swinging himself in the first. Next pitch swung on foul back to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes the count. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Quakes. A run, 5 hits, 1 there for Lake Elsinore. Toledo winds and throws. The 0-2 on the way. Breaking ball, strike 3 called. Well, Kottaras didn't like that call. On the outside corner, let the word go out to the left-handers, is going to be called tonight. So you better swing. Here is Steve Baker. Baker struck out swinging in the second. The pitch up high. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the windup and the 1-0 on the way. Swinging a high fly ball foul and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Toledo already with 7 strikeouts. One ball, 1 strike. Now he's back up on the rubber. Here's the 1-1 on the way. Inside. 2 balls and a strike. Angels lead the Indians 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning in Anaheim. Next pitch swung on and smoked foul. Off of the, looks like it was off of a crossbar above the Superbox seats, and then it glanced past the dugout and down into the seating beyond the Lake Elsinore first base dugout. The 2-2 on the way, low and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three and 2 the count. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a foul back to the top of the screen. Still 3 and 2. Here's the 3-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. A high fastball, and he is out on strikes. That's 8 strikeouts now for Jean Toledo. Brian Bergamy is the batter. No, he had no strikeouts his last time out. Here's the pitch, and Bergamy takes a strike. The count is 0-1. And Toledo now with 8 strikeouts. Here's the next pitch, a strike, and the count is 0-2. In fact, 8 of Toledo's 11 outs that he has retired have come by way of the strikeout. Here's the windup, the 0-2 to Bergamy. And that ball misses inside, 1-2. Including striking out the last 5 hitters he has faced. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 men out. Here's the pitch. Bergamy reaches for it and pokes this one foul down the left field line. 1-2 the count. Toledo winds, the 1-2 on the way, down low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Toledo's next start will be against Lake Elsinore. It'll be on Tuesday at the Diamond. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. And Toledo strikes out the side for the second inning, and he has now fanned 9 on the night. We head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. It is 2-1 Quakes.
Businesses and job applicants are looking for the same thing, a good match. At York Employment Services, we provide the most qualified job applicants to business leaders throughout the area. Our consultants will match the best candidates to the best companies, saving both time and money. Visit us across the street from the Ontario Mills Mall, 2 doors down from Starbucks, or log on to yorkemployment.com. York Employment Services, providing state-of-the-art services with old-fashioned values.
A few years ago, a small bank from Rancho, Cucamonga started sending shockwaves through the banking industry. Vineyard Bank rolled through Southern California with a creative force that is changing the way we bank. We created small ripples at first, with innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively, where it would help businesses and families the most. Then our reputation grew stronger thanks to personal bankers with a can-do attitude committed to building lasting relationships. Vineyard Bank's financial performance was off the scale. A fast-growing bank with a rising stock. New, customer-friendly branches offering easy access to your money, opening throughout the Southland. Online banking on our award-winning website at www.vineyardbank.com. That's Vineyard Bank, proud to be your hometown bank, proud to support our hometown team. For more information, please call 1-800-442-4996. That's 1-800-442-4996.
Quakes 2, Lake Elsinore 1, heading to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Most strikeouts in a game for the Quakes as the Quakes come to bat here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Schenkel, Day, and Weed. Most strikeouts in a single game, as the pitch to Schenkel is a breaking ball for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Is 13. Next pitch, swung on and missed, and the count 0-2 for any Quakes pitcher. Mike Hermanson, Stan Spencer, Bobby Jenks, and Stephen Shell twice last year. The 0-2 down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, Toledo may not strike out another guy the rest of the night, but he's 4 innings, 9 strikeouts. Next pitch, strike 3 called to Schenkel. That's the 4th strikeout for Jared Wells. Here is Devin Day. Devin Day grounded to first in the 2nd inning. A late addition to the lineup. Here is the pitch. Day swings and lifts a fly ball to right. Baker going over near the line. The right fielder reaches out to make the catch for the 2nd out. Here is B.J. Weed. Bartolo Colon pitching that ball game tonight for the Angels as they lead Cleveland 1-0 in the top of the 5th. B.J. Weed grounded out to second base in the 2nd inning. Jared Wells rocks and kicks, and the pitch to B.J. Weed is inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the windup. A 1-0 on the way. Swung on and missed. 1-1. B.J. Weed, switch hitter, batting left-handed. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 men out. The pitch is down low. 2-1 the count. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a poke to first base. Johnson fields it on a big hop. He steps on the bag at first. The inning is over. Quakes go 1-2-3 here in the fourth. We move along now to the fifth inning with the score. Quakes 2, Storm 1.
8-figure contracts, multi-million-dollar signing bonuses, million-dollar incentive clauses. Yes, professional athletes get paid a lot. But hey, you expect them to. After all, they're in the big leagues. Now, Allstate's in the big leagues, but that doesn't mean you have to pay a lot. In fact, you may be surprised to learn that 7 out of 10 drivers who switched their auto insurance to Allstate said they saved money. And you can always expect great service, even if your Allstate agent happens to pull a hamstring playing softball. Big league insurance for less. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
After a game at the Epicenter, the maintenance crew has a long night of cleanup ahead of them. Well, if you're dealing with the same sort of dilemma, call the maintenance consultant. They're a general contractor featuring construction cleanup, portering, and building maintenance for retail, commercial, and industrial businesses. To find out more, call 909-987-0335 or log on to tmc-service.com. The Maintenance Consultant, proudly serving the Inland Empire and Orange County with over 10 years of quality service.
Top of the fifth inning, 2-1 Quakes. Toledo has thrown 80 pitches through the first 4 innings. And it has been a very efficient 80 pitches for Toledo. 9 strikeouts on the night. He has given up 1 run on 5 hits. First pitch to Siriaco leading off the top of the fifth inning. Swung on and pulled sharply down the left field line. It goes all the way to the wall in a couple of hops. And into second base goes Siriaco with a double. B.J. Wee getting that ball back in. Here is Peter Ramos. Well, if nothing else, no matter what happened, at least if you're Lake Elsinore, at least you didn't strike out. Here's Peter Ramos. 2 for 2. He has not struck out tonight. Single in the first, a single in the second. And now Brown in on the grass at third. Ramos showing bunt, and Toledo comes in with a high fastball up and in. Only clocked at 86 miles an hour. It always looks, even if it's a breaking ball, that pitch that comes up and in no matter what always looks faster than it appears on the radar gun. 1-0 the count. Toledo from the belt. A look back at second. Here's the pitch on the way. And after showing bunt, Ramos pulls back and takes up high. 2 balls, no strikes the count. Brown now playing with 2 feet in on the grass at third. The 2-0 on the way. Swung on. Hot shot right back to Toledo. He catches it, and they've got Siriaco doubled off. Devin Day, the shortstop, covering the bag at second. Quickly 2 men out. Here is Drew Macias. Macias is 0 for 2 with a run. The pitch is outside, 1-0. Macias, when it comes to Rancho, being from this area, he stays overnight with his family. Next pitch is inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Two and 0, 2 men out. Top half of the fifth inning. It's 2-1 Quakes, leading the Storm. The windup and the pitch on the way, and Macias swings and he pulls that ball into right field. A base hit. Macias with his first hit of the night. Had a chance to talk about how Dave Roberts played with him over the weekend, rehabbing with the Storm. Here is Fernando Valenzuela. When you play with the Storm or the Quakes, you're going to see a lot of big league guys over the course of the season. Valenzuela singled in the first, struck out swinging in the third, and Ty Boykins coming out. And Toledo has reached his pitch count here with Torres warming up in the bullpen. Aaron McKenzie is also warming up as well. And Boykin talking things over with Toledo, who's pitched 4 2/3 innings so far. And the Quakes in front 2-1 here in the top half of the 5th inning. 2-1 the score. Rancho. Now Rick Ripperberger is going to go up and break up the meeting, and the night is over for Toledo. So he takes his hat off, he walks off the mound, and John Toledo in 4 2/3 innings strikes out 9 on the night, and he gets a very nice round of applause from the folks. A very nicely pitched ball game tonight by Toledo. We're going to the bullpen. We'll come back, and we'll tell you about the new Rancho pitcher right after this.
You know, the goal of baseball is to get home quickly. The last thing you want to see is some player lollygagging around third when there's going to be a close play at the plate. Well, Farmer John feels the same way about ham, bacon, sausage, and hot dogs. You know, all Farmer John products are made fresh right here in the Southland. That way, they get to your home as quickly as possible, and it's a short slide into the plate. That's your plate at home. No home plate. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
The Epicenter is the place to be on weeknights during the baseball season. The weeknight promotions are back, including Monday Madness, where you can purchase 2 club tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 Cracker Jacks, and 2 sodas, all for just $12. Wednesdays mark the return of Weenie Wednesdays, where Farmer John hot dogs are just $1. And, of course, Thirsty Thursdays with 12-ounce draft beer and canned soda, all for just $1. Tickets for weeknight games start at just $7. Make your plans to be with us during the week at the Epicenter.
Quakes 2, Storm 1. Here in the top half of the 5th inning, Fernando Valenzuela will be the batter. The new pitcher for the Quakes is Aaron McKenzie. We've seen McKenzie brought on in this situation before, whether it be through a rehab or just kind of bridging the gap from one starter to another starter, or one starter to another reliever. In this situation with the piggyback setup with Torres and Toledo. So McKenzie brought on 2 men out, a runner at first for Valenzuela, the left-handed batter, and Macias is away from first base. 2-1 the score. Quakes in front, top of the 5th. McKenzie throws. The pitch is down low. One ball, no strikes to count. McKenzie with that arm down to his side, wearing the long black sleeves tonight and the high black socks. The 1-0 on the way. Swinging a high drive to right. Balcom going back at the track in front of the wall. He leaps up, and it is gone. A 2-run home run to right field for Fernando Valenzuela Jr. He hit it over the 375 marker in right field, and it is 3-2 Lake Elsinore. Here's Brett Bonvecchio. First pitch to Bonvecchio is taken up high. One ball, no strikes. Bonvecchio singled in a run in the first, struck out looking in the third. 1-0 on the way. Swinging a high pop-up. Shallow left. Day at short going out. Coming in is Weed. Weed is coming in, and he will reach out to his left and make the catch. The inning is over. He had to take an extra step or two at the very last moment. The final out is recorded. Valenzuela Jr. with the 2-run home run to right field, though, here in the top of the 5th. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Bottom of the 5th inning coming up. It is 3-2 Lake Elsinore.
This year, more than 400,000 new cases of heart failure will be diagnosed in the United States. I'm Dr. Barry Greenberg, a heart failure cardiologist representing the Heart Failure Society of America. With early detection and proper treatment, people with heart failure can live more normal and active lives. Learn the signs and risk factors of heart failure by talking with your doctor. For more information, visit abouthf.org. A message from the Heart Failure Society of America.
Pressed for time? Gotta get something good for the family and real quick? Think Chipotle. For gourmet meals on the run, Chipotle Mexican Grill is famous for their huge portions. Plus, it's fresh. Fresh gourmet burritos and tacos prepared the way you like it. Nothing processed or frozen. Plus, their recipes are created by a classically trained chef. No, not that type of classical, but it will be music to your mouth when you bite into a Chipotle burrito stuffed with 17 different ingredients and marinated in their famous Chipotle adobo sauce. And for those of you who like to eat healthy, skip the tortilla and have a burrito bowl because they get fresh veggies delivered every day. Add some lettuce and homemade guacamole, and you've got a salad fiesta. Chipotle has a brand new location in Norco, or for one nearest you, visit their website at chipotle.com. Chipotle, where their burritos let you cover all 4 food groups in one single bite, and fast food that is not only healthy and fresh, but you can eat it with your hands. Chipotle, now open in Norco, on Hamner between 1st and 2nd Street, or find a location nearest you at chipotle.com. That's Chipotle, CHIPOTLE.com.
Bottom half of the 5th inning, Howie Kendrick will lead it off. 3-2 Storm now leading the Quakes. Here's the first pitch from Jared Wells. In there for a strike to Kendrick, and the count is 0-1. Cal League affiliates tonight are the San Diego Padres and the Angels, who play in Anaheim. The next pitch is low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Howie Kendrick. Kendrick, a single and a double. Here's the 1-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. We pulled the string on him, and I mean the changeup. Ooh, 1-2 the count. Everything that has come off of Kendrick's bat, I mean, this guy is just in the zone right now. 1-2 pitch, softly hit. 1 hopper knocked down at second base by Ramos. He stays with it and throws over to first to get Kendrick in time for the out. 1 away. A soft fister off the bat of Kendrick, and the second baseman Ramos kind of short hopped that ball. Knocked it down and stayed with it. Sugden with 1 out. I'd say on both sides, we have seen some good defense all the way around early on in the California League this season. The pitch to Jason Sugden is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Sugden, switch hitter, batting left-handed. Here's the windup, and the next pitch on the way. Swing and a foul. Back to the screen. One ball, 1 strike to count. 3-2 Lake Elsinore. Bottom half of the 5th. Here's the windup and the 1-1 on the way. Sugden running up to show bunt, pulls back and takes down low. 2 balls, 1 strike. There are some former Quakes that are heating it up or are starting to get hot. Up with the Arkansas Travelers, the 2-1 on the way inside. 3-1. The Arkansas Travelers, AA affiliate of the Angels, and the Texas League, they're off to a good start at 9-3. David Gates has 5 home runs and 16 RBIs early on. Here's the 3-1 on the way. Sugden swings and he pulls it into right field for a base hit. Sugden is now 2 for 3. David Gates, looking at his stats with the Arkansas Travelers, he's batting .319 with 5 home runs and 16 RBIs. A slugging percentage over .700 early on in 12 games. 15 for 47. And of those 15 hits, 9 of them are extra base hits for Gates. Adam Pavkovich called up this week, AAA Salt Lake. Matt Brown takes a strike from Wells, and the count is 0-1. Brown grounded into a double play in the first, struck out swinging in the third. David Gates, one of the nicest guys you're going to meet in baseball. 0-1 the count. He was a joy to have around here last year. The 0-1 on the way. Brown swings and hits a fly ball down the left field line. Burgundy on the chase. He's not going to get to it. It takes one hop on the grass just in front of the foul line. Burgundy runs it down. Heading over to third base is Sugden, and the second is Brown with a long double. Off the bat, it looked like it might have a chance, but it just did not have much of a charge into it. And it was probably about a 320-foot double down the line where it's 330 feet. And right where the grass, which is running parallel with the Quakes bullpen, ends, that's where that ball landed. Not on the dirt, just on the grass. So it did not skid away from Burgundy. It took an even bounce, and he was able to run to it. The ball was tailing away from him the whole time. Here is Bobby Wilson, second and third. Nobody out, swinging a big chopper, fielded in fair territory by the third baseman, Bonvecchio. He comes home too late. Down to third base goes Sugden, and Wilson is aboard. Coming in to score is Sugden. I say he went to third base. Brown went to third base. Sugden scores on the infield single by Wilson, who is now 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs, and the Quakes have tied this ball game up at 3. So Bobby Wilson has been responsible for the entire Quakes offense on the night. Matt Pauley, the batter. He singled in the first, walked in the third. Here is the pitch, and Pauley takes down low. 1 ball and the strikes. 1 man out in the inning. First and third. Here's the pitch on the way. Pauley swings and misses, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. One ball, 1 strike to count. The pitch on the way. Swing and a tip at the plate. 1-2. Single by Sugden. He was doubled over to third by Matt Brown. And then an infield hit by Bobby Wilson. A chopper to the third baseman, Bonvecchio, threw home, and his throw to the plate was not to the infield side, but to the foul side of the plate, where Kottaras, the catcher, had to reach off to his left and then swing around with a tag coming home, and there's just no way they were going to get Sugden. Next pitch misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. From third base is Brown. Wilson off the bag at first. Here's the pitch. Pauley swings, hits that one out towards left center field. On the move is Burgundy. He's going to get there and reach up in the gap. It is deep enough, though, for Brown to tag at third base, and he'll come in to score on the sacrifice fly. And the RBI by Matt Pauley, it gives the Quakes the lead right back at 4-3. There's Blake Balcom. Struck out swinging in the first, struck out looking in the third. Wells from the belt. Here's the 2-2. Or here's the first pitch to Balcom. Swing and a miss, and the count is 0-1. Wells is set from the belt. The 0-1 on the way. Swing and a foul off to the right and out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Eric Ivor has begun to pick up his bat. He was off to a very slow start at Arkansas. He's now batting .255. Michael Napoli with a home run and 10 RBIs for the Travelers. Batting .306, entering tonight's action. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. The pitch is down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And then there's Reggie Willits. Reggie Willits, 21 for his first 49. With 4 stolen bases, he is batting .429 in his first 12 games. 1-2 the count. The pitch on the way, low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It is good to see the guys that have moved up from here. Tommy Murphy, hitting .318. The Angels right now, they are with a very solid offensive farm system. They're not a bad pitching situation either. Next pitch swung on and popped up foul, and this one is going to reach the seats. It's going to actually be beyond the seats, past the first base bag. 2-2. 2 men out in the inning. 4-3. The Quakes lead it. Wells is set from the belt. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Check swing, comebacker, right to Wells. He fields, he throws over to first, in time for the final out, and that'll do it here in the fifth. The Quakes scored 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, a man left on base. We head now to the 6th. The Quakes are back in front, 4-3.
Great moments in Laughlin history. Jeff from Barstow tries out his new camera phone.
Hey, Jeff sending pictures from Laughlin.
Looks like you rented a jet ski.
Cool. Now he's floating by a pontoon boat.
Are there girls on there?
Yeah, those are girls.
Are they hot?
Yeah, and they're really tan. I think he's in a casino now.
Are the girls with him?
They're blowing on his dice. Nice, he won.
Good. He owes me money.
They're in a nightclub now.
Whoa.
Knee-deep in females.
That never happens when we're with him.
Hello?
Hey, man, you got shoes from down here. Hey, baby.
Jeff says hello.
Uh-huh.
I hate Jeff.
Laughlin, Nevada. Founded on fun.
I don't want to know what that is.
For information, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
For fans that can't make it to all 70 games, the Quakes mini plans are perfect for you. Starting as low as $600 per seat, these plans feature the most exciting games of the 2005 season. Fans who purchase a mini plan are guaranteed 2 giveaways, discounted pricing, free email newsletter, priority for July 3rd and playoff tickets, and the same seats for each game, plus the ability to exchange unused tickets for future games. To order your Quakes mini plan today, call the Quakes ticket office at 909-481-5252. Get your Quakes mini-season plan today.
We move along now to the 6th inning with the score, Quakes 4, Storm 3. And coming into the ballgame now is left-hander Joe Torres. And Torres did not make it out of the first inning of his last start. He really had a hard time snapping his curveball. And Torres had walked the bases loaded in that ball game. He had also he was missing with breaking balls that were landing behind the left-handed hitter's batting helmet, and he just struggled from the get-go. But he is back on the mound tonight. He's facing Michael Johnson, first pitch. And there's a curveball in for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Torres, he walked 4. He hit a batter, and he gave up a hit in that inning. And he gave up 3 runs, all earned in a third of an inning. Next pitch, Johnson swings and misses, and the count is 0-2. Aaron McKenzie gave up a home run in the 5th inning, a 2-run home run. The 0-2 on the way. Johnson takes low and away. 1-2. Torres working quickly. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Johnson is out. 1 man out. Here is George Kottaras. Torres, the left-hander, throws the pitch. Breaking ball for a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. The windup and the 0-1 on the way. Slider down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the windup and the 1-1 on the way. Outside. 2 balls and a strike. Winds and throws. The 2-1 on the way. Breaking ball. Strike 2 call. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Torres looks much more comfortable out there compared to his last start. Next pitch, breaking ball, strike 3 called. 2 men out. You know, one thing that you just have to remember with a guy like Torres, he's coming back from Tommy John surgery. There's probably days where he's going to go out and he's going to pitch like he did last time. There'll be other nights where he may look as he's done to the first 2 hitters. Here is the pitch to Baker, and it's down low, 1-0. Baker is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Let's see, Johnson and Kottaras and Baker, as Baker swings and grounds this one past the diving Kendrick and into right field, a base hit. Johnson and Kottaras are both 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, and Baker was 0 for 2 prior to that single. Brian Bergamy, the hitter, 0 for 2. 4-3 Quakes, top half of the 6th inning. Torres from the belt, a look over at first. Here's the pitch, outside. One ball, no strikes to count to Bergamy. Switch hitter batting right-handed now. Now Torres is set. The left-hander looks over. He throws home. Curveball. Bergamy could not hold up. He goes around, and the count is a ball and a strike. Torres, a high set, pause at the belt. Here's the next pitch on the way. Low and inside. Two balls, 1 strike to count. Torres from the belt. The 2-1 on the way. Swinging a fly ball to right. Malcolm going back, drifting back, now onto the track, now drifts to his right after he spun to his left, and the ball lands on the warning track. And Baker's going to come around from third base and score all the way on the play as Bergamy makes it down to third base, standing up. And a triple to the wall. It is 4-3 in favor of it is now a tie ball game at 4. Malcolm drifted over to his left, and he, at the last moment on the warning track, then turned back over to his right, and forget it. At that point, there was no chance of getting the ball. Siriaco at the plate, swings and bounces the first pitch back over the middle. It is fielded by Day behind the bag at second, and the shortstop fires over to first to retire Siriaco, and the inning is over.
You have choices when it comes to buying auto parts. Before you spend a fortune at a major chain store, visit West Coast Auto Wreckers. We're a proud American company featuring American-made auto and truck parts at great prices. We pay top dollar for junk cars and late model wrecks, and abandoned and illegally parked vehicles are removed for free. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Stop by West Coast Auto Wreckers at 4007 State Street in Montclair, or log on to westcoastautoparts.com.
There's just nothing that beats the serenity and beauty of a koi pond or water garden. If you have a pond, or you're thinking about starting one, let Mystic Koi and Water Gardens help. They specialize in everything from initial design and construction to equipment and maintenance. They stock beautiful, healthy koi and goldfish, and an extensive variety of water lilies, grasses, and plants. From small tubs and water gardens to large-scale koi ponds, you can rely on Mystic. Log on to mystickoi.com today.
Hey, baseball fans, remember when they played for the love of the game? When you could see future stars of tomorrow at an affordable price. In addition to exciting Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball, KWRM invites you to join us and catch one of the top teams in the land, the Long Beach State 49ers. You can follow the Dirtbags, a perennial national power, as they play their way to Omaha and the College World Series, exclusively on KWRM 1370.
Ball game tied up at 4 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is a back and forth game. The Quakes Quakes trailed 1-0. They tied it at 1. They went ahead 2-1, fell behind 3-2, went ahead 4-3, and now we're tied at 4. First pitch from Jared Wells to Brooks Schenkel is taken for a strike. Schenkel, tonight's designated hitter, leading off the bottom of the 6th. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's a strike at the knees, and the count is 0-2. Next pitch, swinging a roller foul up the first base line, fielded by Johnson. No balls, 2 strikes, the count to Schenkel. Wells comes back, the next pitch, down low. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Schenkel takes strike 3 called. On the outside corner, second time that Schenkel has looked at a called third strike. Here's Devin Day. Day grounded to first in the 2nd inning, fly to right in the 4th. Here's the pitch to Day, swinging a foul back to the screen. No balls, 1 strike the count. San Diego still leading the Dodgers 1-0 in the bottom of the 7th. The 0-1 on the way, swinging a foul back to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes. Oakland and Seattle are tied at 4 in the bottom of the 6th. The Angels lead the Indians 1-0. Heading to the bottom of the 7th, down the road at Anaheim. 0-2 the count, 1 man out. Here's the pitch on the way. Strike 3 called today. 2 men out. Here's B.J. Weed. Warming up in the Lake Elsinore bullpen, Wilmer Villatoro. The pitch to Weed is taken for a strike at the knees, and the count is 0-1. The windup and the 0-1 on the way. Weed swings and he hits this one foul down the third base line. No balls, 2 strikes. Wells rocks and kicks, the 0-2 on the way. Strike 3 call on the outside corner. Now Schenkel took an outside pitch from the right side of the plate, and Day as well, and Weed from the left side of the plate. And there has been much dispute about plate umpires' strike zone tonight, but it's in the books here in the 6th inning. That's about as animated as you're going to see B.J. Weed get at the plate as he threw off his batting helmet. We head now to the 7th inning, tied up at 4.
A few years ago, a small bank from Rancho Cucamonga started sending shockwaves through the banking industry. Vineyard Bank rolled through Southern California with a creative force that is changing the way we bank. We created small ripples at first, with innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively, where it would help businesses and families the most. Then our reputation grew stronger thanks to personal bankers with a can-do attitude committed to building lasting relationships. Vineyard Bank's financial performance was off the scale, a fast-growing bank with a rising stock. New, customer-friendly branches offering easy access to your money, opening throughout the Southland. Online banking on our award-winning website at www.vineyardbank.com. That's Vineyard Bank, proud to be your hometown bank, proud to support our hometown team. For more information, please call 1-800-442-4996. That's 1-800-442-4996.
It's good to play together on the diamond, but it's even better to play together on your Xbox. When the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes are not on the field, you can usually find them playing Xbox, the official gaming console of the 2005 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. with several new games for the whole family, online play with Xbox Live, and a new low price of $149. What better time than now to visit your local gaming retailer and pick up your very own Xbox? Xbox now more than ever, it's good to play together.
Four to four, moving along here into the top half of the seventh inning. 4 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Storm. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Quakes. Joe Torres gave up a run on 2 hits in the sixth. After striking out the first 2 men he faced, he'll face the top of the lineup here in Peter Ramos. The windup by Torres, then the pitch on the way to Ramos. He shows bunt, pulls back, and takes outside 1-0. Howie Kendrick was talking the other day on the pregame show about leading off. Here's the windup and the 1-0 on the way. In there for a strike to Ramos with the fastball beneath 1-1. And we had discussed that you're only guaranteed to lead off as a leadoff hitter once a night. Next pitch, curveball at the knees for a strike, 1-2. Now, time is called. A ball got loose from the Lake Elsinore bullpen down the right field line. 1-2 the count. Here's Torres, and the left-hander throws, and the right-hander, Ramos, swings and fouls it off of himself at the plate. One ball, 2 strikes. Torres to the glove, steps back, rocks, and kicks. The 1-2 on the way, outside. 2-2 the count. Here's the 2-2 on the way. And a breaking ball misses up high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Torres rocks and fires. 3-2 is outside, ball 4. Ramos is on with the leadoff walk here in the 7th. Here's Drew Macias. Ramos has led off an inning twice tonight. He leads away from first. He's been on base now 3 of 4 times. His last time up, he lined into a double play. Here's Macias. Macias is 1 for 3, singled, and he scored twice. Throw over to first. Ramos is back safely. Matt Brown at third base, guarding for the bunt. He's in on the grass. 2 steps. The pitch, Macias bunts this one up the first base side. It is gloved by Torres, the pitcher, running towards the first baseline. He fields and then flips over to Polly at first to get Macias. Sacrifice goes 1-3. 1 man out, down to second base goes Ramos. He's in scoring position for Fernando Valenzuela Jr. with the 2-run home run over the 375 marker in the 5th inning. That was the first batter that Aaron McKenzie faced out of the bullpen in the 5th, relieving John Toledo. Here is the pitch on the way, and it's inside to Valenzuela. The count is 1-0. Valenzuela 2 for 3 on the evening. 1 ball, no strikes. Now Torres throws the 1-0 on the way. Curveball down low. 2-0 the count. 4-4. We are in the top half of the 7th. Torres set at the belt. Here's the 2-0 on the way. Taken down low. 3 balls and no strikes. One man out. A long pause by Torres. The 3-0 on the way, and that comes in and it hits Valenzuela. Valenzuela hit with a fastball right on the right hip. And runners are at first and second. Here is Brett Bonvecchio. Singled in a run in the first, struck out looking in the third, fly to left in the fifth. 2 men on, 1 man out. Quakes with the infield back. Outfield is playing Bonvecchio with Balcom straight away in right. Sugden just a tad to left center in center field, and Weed is playing towards the gap in left. The pitch to Bonvecchio is a breaking ball down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Torres to the glove. Tie ball game. 1-0 the count. Now Torres throws. Curveball swung on and missed by Bonvecchio. Pitch was low and away, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now time is called. Bonvecchio steps out of the box, gets back in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Torres is ready. Here's the 1-1. Curveball for a strike. Right at the knees, 1-2. Well, Torres, even in this outing, has at times had his curveball working, and in other at-bats, all of a sudden it just isn't. 1-2. The pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Strike 3. 2 men out. He stayed with all off-speed stuff to Bonvecchio. And set him up looking at the curveball, and then on that last pitch, he had no choice but to swing. 2 outs, runners at first and second for Michael Johnson. He is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts tonight. A turn and a throw back over to second base with Day trying to cover the bag, and the throw goes into center field. Taking off and heading to third base is Ramos. First and third. So Ramos to third base. Torres throwing the ball to center field after he intended to throw it to the shortstop, so an error on Torres. Well, 2 men out, runners at first and third. Tried to see if they couldn't spin and try a timing play. Here is Johnson, and a throw over to first. And back safely is Valenzuela. Ramos takes about 5 steps, 6 steps, now 7 or 8. Down the line at third. Next pitch, swung on and missed to Johnson, and the count is 0-1. Jason Sugden is playing Johnson towards right center field. Big space between Sugden, the center fielder, and Whedon left. Balcom is straight away in right. 0-1 the count. Here's the next pitch. A strike, and the count is 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 men out. Here's the pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And the side is retired. And Johnson has struck out 4 times tonight at the plate. So Torres gets out of the jam, first and third, here with 2 men out, and they are stranded there. Stretch time at the ballpark. It is 4-4.
We at KWRM 1370 know that you have a choice when it comes to sports radio, and we also know that you're in the right place. By airing the local games that matter most to you, KWRM is your Orange County and Inland Empire sports leader. Whether it's professional baseball, college basketball, or high school football, no one delivers the best and exciting local play-by-play like KWRM. Check out our new website at KWRM1370am.com. That's KWRM1370am.com, and thanks for being a part of our all-star lineup.
You are listening to AM 1370 Sports on KWRM, Corona, California. A few years ago, a small bank from Rancho, Cucamonga started sending shockwaves through the banking industry. Vineyard Bank rolled through Southern California with a creative force that is changing the way we bank. We created small ripples at first, with innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively where it would help businesses and families the most. Then our reputation grew stronger thanks to personal bankers with a can-do attitude committed to building lasting relationships. Vineyard Bank's financial performance was off the scale. A fast-growing bank with a rising stock. New, customer-friendly branches offering easy access to your money, opening throughout the Southland. Online banking on our award-winning website at www.vineyardbank.com. That's Vineyard Bank. Proud to be your hometown bank. Proud to support our hometown team. For more information, please call 1-800-442-4996. That's 1-800-442-4996.
Seventh inning stretch brought to you by Silverback Extreme. Finally, an energy drink with real taste. It has the essential balance of B vitamins as well as the necessary amino acids to keep you sharp and alert, and it doesn't have that shock and drop feeling or the bad aftertaste. Grab a can and compare or buy a 4-pack today at Albertsons, Ralph's, Food for Less, Barnes, and Kmart. Silverback Extreme, the evolution of the bad boy energy drink. Leading it off for the Quakes in this tie ball game at 4 is Howie Kendrick here in the top half of, or in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Wilmer Villatoro brought in out of the bullpen. He relieves the starter, Jared Wells. And Villatoro from the stretch throws, and Kendrick takes a strike on the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. 4 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for Lake Elsinore. 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Quakes. 0-1 the count. Villatoro from the stretch, he throws the 0-1 on the way, and Kendrick swings and fouls this one off to the right and out of play. No balls, 2 strikes the count. Quakes baseball tonight brought to you by Farmer John Hot Dogs. Easternmost in quality, westernmost in freshness. Get fresh, get Farmer John. 0-2, the pitch. Kendrick takes low and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count, a slider there by Villatoro. Hard thrower out of the Lake Elsinore bullpen. And they're going bullpen to bullpen now. So at least with Lake Elsinore. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch on the way. Kendrick swings and lifts a high pop fly. Shallow left. Siriaco at short going out, being called off by Bergamy, charging in from left. And it's Bergamy, the left fielder, in shallow left, making the catch for the out. 1 man out. Here is Jason Sugden. Sugden had an infield single in the first, grounded to short in the third. Singled and scored in the 5th inning. 4-4, Storm and the Quakes. Bottom half of the 7th inning, and Villatoro from the stretch. The right-hander throws, and the pitch to Sugden is up high. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Now Villatoro is ready. He comes home in the 1-0 on the way. In there for a strike, and the count is 1-1. Villatoro 1-0. This is his 7th game. 6 innings prior to tonight, he has pitched 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He has walked 4 and struck out 9. 1-1 on the way. Sugden swings and lifts a high pop fly on the infield to the right side. The first baseman Johnson backtracking in foul territory, off the dirt and onto the grass. He reaches up and makes the catch. 2 men out for Matt Brown. Brown hit into a double play in the first. He struck out swinging in the third, doubled, and scored in the 5th. Four to 4 the score, bottom half of the 7th inning. Villatoro goes to the glove, a high set. Now he throws, and the pitch to Brown is a strike on the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. Viatoro nods. He is set. Here's the 0-1 on the way. Brown swings and misses. In the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Quakes Baseball tonight brought to you by the Xbox. Now more than ever, it's good to play together. 0-2 the count, 2 men out. Brown back in the box, taps the bat on home plate. Viatoro is set. Here's the pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And Viatoro comes in and retires the top 3 in order here in the bottom of the 7th. We head to the 8th. It is 4-4.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Mariloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom labels. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Hello, Best Western.
Hi, I'd like to book a room.
Sure, for how long?
5 months, so 161 days.
161 days?
Yep, don't want to miss out on any bobbleheads.
Wow, I guess so.
Actually, they're not for me, though. They're for my son.
I'm sure they are.
Stay at any Best Western in California, Nevada, and Hawaii between April 7th and September 15th and ask for the baseball rate. You'll get up to 25% off your stay and get a free limited edition bobblehead. Different Major League star in their minor league uniform with each stay. Log on to TravelBestWestern.com for additional terms or call 1-800-WESTERN. Guest must register in advance and quantities are limited.
This is the radio home of the Quakes, KWRM 1370.
Tie ball game as we head into the 8th. Top of the 8th inning with the score 4-4. Joe Torres, who has allowed just 1 run in 2 innings. He has struck out 4. He has walked 1. He'll face George Kottaras. Quakes as a team with Torres and Toledo combined tonight for 13 strikeouts. Here is Kottaras, and Kottaras takes a strike. And the count is 0-1 from Torres. Torres starting him off with a curveball. Now he winds and throws. The 0-1 on the way. Swing and a breaking ball blooped out towards right field. Kendrick going out at second. It's going to fall over his head and in front of Balcom. In order for that ball to be run down, Torres probably had to provide a fastball. I mean, Kottaras just threw the barrel of the bat out there on that curveball and blooped it for a base hit. So he is on base for the first time tonight. Now, here is Steve Baker. Kottaras off the bag at first. Now Baker shows bunt. The right-hander pulls back and takes up high. And the count is 1-0. The Angels won. The Indians nothing. That's the score right now, as they are in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bartolo Colon pitching a gem tonight in Anaheim. The 1-0, runner goes, swing and a miss. High throw down to second base. The shortstop, Dado, covering the bag. The throw is there in plenty of time. Despite it being high from Bobby Wilson, it beat Kottaras by a good 3 steps. Day applies the tag, and Kottaras is caught stealing 2-6. Here is Steve Baker now with the 1-1. Swing and a miss. He broke him down on the curveball, and the count 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes here in the top half of the 8th inning. Torres to the glove. He winds, and the 1-2 on the way. Baker swings, hits a big chopper back of short. Day fields the ball just to the left of the second base bag, and he throws over to first to get Baker. 2 men out. Here is Brian Bergamy. Quakes Baseball tonight is brought to you by Best Western. Play ball with Best Westerns in California, Nevada, and Hawaii and get a free limited edition bobblehead for each qualified stay. Register in advance at travelbestwestern.com or call 1-800-WESTERN. Brian Bergamy. He is 1 for 3 with a triple and an RBI, and he swings and misses at the first pitch from Torres, a fastball, and the count is 0-1. Bergamy tied the ball game up in the top of the sixth. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch on the way. Torres throws a curveball in there for a strike, and the count is 0-2. The Angels have added a run in the bottom of the 8th inning against Cleveland now and lead it 2-0. Next pitch outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Dodgers and Padres are tied at 1 in the bottom of the 8th. Arizona leads San Francisco 2-0, top of the 8th. And Seattle leads Oakland 7-4, bottom of the 7th. Next pitch is up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count to Brian Bergamy. Torres to the glove. Winds. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Curveball swung on and missed. Strike 3. And Torres stands 5 in his 3 innings of work so far. 1 hit. Nobody left on base. We move to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Wilson, Polly, and Balcom coming up. It is 4-4.
Pioneer Radio and Sports would like to thank the following businesses who are committed to customer service.
This Quakes broadcast is brought to you in part by York Employment Services, state-of-the-art service, old-fashioned values. By the Maintenance Consultant, giving the finishing touch. By R2 Graphics, to meet all of your professional needs. By L&L Towing Service, the company to know when you need a tow. And by Real Property Mortgage and Investment, ensuring clients' financial security and growth.
In Chicago, the joke goes, they drive with 1 hand on the wheel and 1 on the horn. In Seattle, it's 1 hand on the wheel and 1 on your soy latte. In L.A., the trend is to drive with 1 hand on the wheel and 1 hand on the cell phone with your talent agent. Fortunately, there are drivers like you, safe drivers, people who haven't had a ticket or been in an accident for over 3 years, people who check their rearview mirror before changing lanes, people who don't drive with their knees. Allstate rewards those drivers with the Allstate Safe Driver Discount. Safe drivers should pay less. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
Tied up at 4. As we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, the Quakes sending the middle 3 up here in the bottom half of the 8th inning against Wilmer Villatoro. Quakes baseball tonight is brought to you by Allstate Insurance. For the best rates, call Diane Combs in Ontario at 986-1257 or Doug Moore in Rancho Cucamonga at 463-6716. Again, that's Diane Combs in Ontario at 986-1257 or Doug Moore in Rancho Cucamonga at 463-6716. Bottom of the 8th inning, Paul Abraham is now into the game for the Storm, and he deals the first pitch up and in to Bobby Wilson, and the count is 1-0. Villatoro pitches a 1-2-3-7, and Abraham, who closed the ball game out on Tuesday night, or Monday night, is at the plate, or is on the mound. The next pitch to Bobby Wilson is swung on and belted into center field for a base hit. Wilson is aboard for Matt Pauley. Pauley singled into first. He walked in the third in a sacrifice fly to left field in the 5th. 4-4 the score here in the bottom half of the 8th. Pauley around to show bunt, pulls back and takes outside, 1-0. Bonvecchio just back at the grass at third base. The shortstop Siriaco going over to cover the bag at second. Ramos at second on this play, if the Storm implement it, will break towards first. And Pauly bunts this one out in front of the plate. It's picked up by Kottaras. He's going to go the long way down to second base to Siriaco. Not in time. He tried to get the lead out, and now everybody's safe. First and second now for Blake Balcom. That is a very key play. It wasn't the best bunt by Pauly either. But if you're in that situation for Kottaras and you're going to go down to second base, you've got to be sure in that situation and in this inning in the ballgame that you are for sure that you're going to be able to get that guy. Now Balcom bunts this one with the infield in, and Johnson coming up at first to field the ball on the grass. He'll tag Balcom coming up the line in time for the out, and the sacrifice goes 3 unassisted. Here is Brooks Schenkel now. 1 out, second and third for the Quakes. The infield is in, but Kottaras is holding out the arm and for an intentional walk, and Abraham's pitch was high, but it was out over the plate on that first ball home. Now he throws the next one out around the outside corner. I don't think Abraham is really well versed in completing this. There he gets the third ball way outside. First two were kind of out near the plate. And ball 4 is coming towards the plate. And Schenkel is intentionally walked to load the bases, setting up the double play. Devin Day is 0 for 3. Grounded to first in the second, fly to right in the fourth, struck out looking in the sixth. At third base is Wilson. Pauly is at second, Schenkel at first. That is the first walk by the Lake Elsinore pitching staff since the third inning. Brandon Wood has come into the ballgame now and a pinch hit for Devin Day. Wood not originally in the starting lineup tonight. Quakes hoping he can deliver one hit. Devin Day on the night was 0 for 3. Here is Wood. 5 home runs on the year. The pitch is blowing away, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. 4-4 the score here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Quakes looking to get a run so they can work with a lead in the 9th. The 1-0 on the way. Wood takes inside, and the count 2-0. Brandon Wood batting .291, 16 for 55. As we mentioned, the 5 home runs tied for the league lead. He has 8 RBIs. 2-0 the count. Here's the pitch on the way. Wood swings and misses in the count 2-1. So this is a situation for Wood that he has just not been in. Coming off the bench, this is something that's new to him. Pinch hitting, and it's tough. Bases loaded, 1 out, the 2-1 on the way. Strike call taken from Abraham, and the count 2-2. Abraham with 2 saves on the year. This is not a save situation, but at least a critical situation for him. The 2-2 on the way. Wood swings and bounces it foul. Rick Renteria also using the mindset of, if you can get him through the 8th inning and shut him down in the 8th, get me to the 9th in a tie game. So I'm going to go with my best out there. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch to Wood, swinging a pop fly. First base side, Johnson in foul territory. He's backtracking. He makes the catch as he backtracks on the warning track in foul territory, and the runners hold. 2 men out. Here is B.J. Weed. Weed grounded to second, grounded to first, and struck out looking tonight. 0 for 3. The infield is relaxed. 4-4 here in the bottom of the 8th. And Abraham throws the pitch. Weed swings and bounces this one foul. Wide of the bag at third. 0-1 the count. Abraham made quick work of the Quakes on Monday night, halting any sort of a comeback, retiring the last 4 batters. 0-1 the count to B.J. Weed. Here's the pitch. Weed swings and misses. And the count is 0-2. A splitter there by Abraham. And 2 men out. Abraham throws the pitch up high. 1-2. Ball, 2 strikes, 2 men out. Abraham throws the 1-2 on the way, swinging a bouncer, foul past the bag at third. Down the left field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes. At third is Wilson. Powley off the bag at second. Schenkel off the bag at first. 1-2 the count, 2 men out. Here's the pitch to Weed. Swinging a foul off to the left over the roof of the overhang and out of play. Weed fell behind in the count 0-2, and now he's battling with Abraham. Weed grounded out to first off of Abraham in the game on Monday. Next pitch, strike 3 called at the knees. And so the Quakes miss an opportunity with the bases loaded and 1 out. B.J. Weed has something to say about the strike zone, walking away from the plate as the inning comes to an end. No runs, 2 hits, 1 walk, the bases left loaded. We move now to the 9th inning. This ball game tied up at 4.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by SoCal Sportswear in Downey. SoCal Sportswear is the official provider for the ABA's Ontario Warriors, for the LA Sparks, and for Long Beach State as well. Your high school or college will enjoy all-star workmanship at all-star prices. Call 562-923-0909. That's 562-923-0909. SoCal Sportswear in Downey will put your name or logo on any type of hat, visor, tank, T-shirt, short, jacket, you name it. SoCal Sportswear in Downey. When you want it done right the first time, 562-923-0909.
You know that everybody in the world has a mother, including Jesus. Mary, the mother of Jesus, brought into this world the Savior of mankind. Now you can own 1 solid hour of music about Mama. Ask for it by calling this radio station, KWRM 1370, on your dial. Here's the phone number, 951-737-1370. Once again, that's 951-737-1370.
It's good to play together on the diamond, but it's even better to play together on your Xbox. When the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes are not on the field, you can usually find them playing Xbox, the official gaming console of the 2005 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. With several new games for the whole family, online play with Xbox Live, and a new low price of $149. What better time than now to visit your local gaming retailer and pick up your very own Xbox? Xbox now more than ever, it's good to play together.
Tied up at 4 as we head to the top of the 9th inning. Siriaco will lead it off for Lake Elsinore. Joe Torres back out there after 3 innings of work. He'll face Siriaco, who he got to ground out to short in the 6th. First pitch, Siriaco swings, grounds this one to shortstop. Charged by Brandon Wood. He throws to first too late. And Siriaco is aboard. James Rowson, or I beg your pardon, Ty Boykin, out of the dugout right now. This is the first time we've seen Ty Boykin argue a call, and Scott Jarrett is the first base umpire. Boykin thinking he clearly got Siriaco. So Siriaco is ruled by the base umpire to have beat that throw out. And he is on with an infield hit. Here is Peter Ramos. Matt Brown on the grass at third, guarding for the bunt as Ramos shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a ball. 1 ball, no strikes the count. 1-0 the count. Look over at first, and Torres throws back over there. And back safely is Siriaco. One ball, no strikes. Torres throws, low and away. 2-0 the count. Bob Zimmerman begins to get loose in the Quakes bullpen. Tie ball game at 4 here in the 9th. Ramos 2 for 3 with a walk. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch on the way, and a bunt up along the third base line. It's going to roll foul. 2-1 the count. Four runs, 12 hits, 1 error for the Storm. 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Quakes. Brandon Wood now in the game at shortstop. He pinch hit for Day and stays in the game defensively. He fielded that first ball that was disputed by the Quakes, although they came up on the losing end of that dispute. 2-1 on the way. Ramos shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a strike. 2-1-2. See if Renteria still lays down the bunt here with 2 strikes. Torres would love to get a strikeout here. He's pitching for one. The 2-2 on the way. It is up high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is Drew Macias. Torres taking his time right now between pitches as Ramos digs himself back into the box. 3-2 the count. Torres from the belt. A look over at first. The 3-2 on the way, and that is outside, ball 4. It's off the glove of Wilson and goes to the backstop, where the runners move up 90 feet. And now Lake Elsinore has first and second and nobody out for Drew Macias. Macias, a left-handed hitter, right now with Polly coming into the mound and Wilson coming on to talk with Torres, talking over the play as to if Macias lays down a bunt here, if they can have a shot and also perhaps get the runner at third. But Ty Boykin is not going to let Torres face Macias. He's going to go to the bullpen, and he is going to bring in his closer. Not a close situation, but he is going to the bullpen as Torres, with runners at first and second and nobody out, it appears that he would be going to the bullpen. And right now, with Zimmerman needing some more time to warm up in the bullpen, Boykin has brought in the entire infield, giving Zimmerman a chance to continue to warm up. There is the possibility here that he might not be giving Zimmerman a chance to warm up, and now he does finally point, and he's going to go to the bullpen as the issue is forced by the umpire, and Torres' night will be done. The score is 4-4 here in the top of the 9th inning. Runners at first and second, nobody out. We'll take a break and come back and tell you about the new Rancho pitcher right after this.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers do the walking, yellow book, not the other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Let your fingers do the walking through the yellow book, not the other book.
Chris Manson's powerful new book, Joshua Shoots, He Scores. The Greatest Call I Ever Made is available now at joshuashoots.com.
Randy Youngman of the Orange County Register writes, Joshua Shoots, He Scores will touch anyone who reads it.
Hall of Famer Rod Carew declares, this is the little book with a lot of heart.
L.A. Kings announcer Bob Miller adds, Joshua Shoots, He Scores will leave you believing in miracles.
For more information, go to joshuashoots.com.
Or order by phone at 949-260-1012.
Or ask for Joshua Shoots, He Scores at bookstores everywhere.
4-4 the score as we're in the ninth. Bob Zimmerman on to close it, or try to at least keep it so the Quakes can get back to the dugout. He fields the first pitch bunt from Drew Macias. His only play is to first, where he throws over Matt Pauley covering the bag, and Macias is retired for the first out. That was a bang-bang play. Pauley broke back to the bag after Macias laid down the bunt along the third base side. And Torres threw over to first base, and Pauley on the bag at first fielded that ball, and he almost got his arm tangled up with Macias coming up the bag. Here is Fernando Valenzuela Jr., and he takes the first pitch way outside as they are going to intentionally walk him. Wilson, the runners at second and third and one out, calling for the next pitch. It's outside, ball two. The runners on base are responsible to Joe Torres. Here's ball three coming outside. 3-0. Zimmerman, as he is set and he is ready to deliver ball four as he throws to the plate. Zimmerman closed out the ball game last night for his second save of the season. Second save in 4 opportunities, or in 4 chances. So here's Brett Bonvecchio. He has been throwing the ball better as of late. One man out. The bases are loaded. Bonvecchio tonight singled in the first run of the night. He is 1 for 4. And now Zimmerman throws home. Bonvecchio, the left-hander, swings and lifts the high fly ball down the left field line. Lee giving chase in the corner, and it is a fair ball. It bounces on the warning track and then over the wall, and B.J. Weed is saying that it was a foul ball, and their ruling initially is that it was a fair ball and a ground rule double. It was in the corner. B.J. Weed was approaching the line. 2 runs are in. It is 6-4 Lake Elsinore. The ball bounced on the warning track and then went over. It was a ball that was hit off the left-hander's bat, tailing away from Weed the whole time. And the first thing off the bat, if you're a Quakes fan, that you were thinking if you saw that ball was go foul, please go foul, and it didn't. Now here's Michael Johnson. He is 0 for 4 with runners at second and third now and 1 out. He swings and misses, and the count is 0-1. Johnson has had a night so far to forget, 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. But Bonvecchio knocking in the 2 runs. You can charge him to Torres and close the book on him. It is 6-4 Lake Elsinore, and Johnson skies that pitch to center field. Sugden coming over in the gap in left center. He makes the catch. Tagging at third is Valenzuela. He's coming to the plate. The throw hits the back of the mound, and it slows the throw coming towards the plate. There might have been a play had it not hit the back of the mound. And scoring is Valenzuela from third base on the sacrifice fly by Michael Johnson. It is now 7-4 Lake Elsinore. So every out in this inning that the Storm have made has been a productive one. Here is George Kottaras. Left-handed hitter at the plate. Zimmerman throws, and the pitch is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Zimmerman from the belt. The 0-1 on the way. Kottaras swings and hits a high fly ball to center field. Sugden going back, now stopping. He's under it. He makes the catch. The inning is over. Lake Elsinore posts 3 runs here in the top half of the 9th inning. 3 runs in the inning on just 1 base hit. Or 3 runs on 2 base hits. 2 walks, 1 was intentional, 1 man left on base. Bottom of the 9th coming up, the Quakes are now trailing 7-4.
Pressed for time? Gotta get something good for the family and real quick? Think Chipotle. For gourmet meals on the run. Chipotle Mexican Grill is famous for their huge portions. Plus, it's fresh. Fresh gourmet burritos and tacos prepared the way you like it. Nothing processed or frozen. Plus, their recipes are created by a classically trained chef. No, not that type of classical, but it will be music to your mouth when you bite into a Chipotle burrito stuffed with 17 different ingredients and marinated in their famous Chipotle adobo sauce. And for those of you who like to eat healthy, skip the tortilla and have a burrito bowl because they get fresh veggies delivered every day. Add some lettuce and homemade guacamole, and you've got a salad fiesta. Chipotle has a brand new location in Norco, or for one nearest you, visit their website at chipotle.com. Chipotle, where their burritos let you cover all 4 food groups in one single bite, and fast food that is not only healthy and fresh, but you can eat it with your hands. Chipotle, now open in Norco on Hamner between 1st and 2nd Street, or find a location nearest you at chipotle.com. That's Chipotle, CHIPOTLE.com.
It's here, the Old Time Gospel Parade, specializing in music 50 years or older. These songs have blessed families for generations. Tune in Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday, 2 to 3 p.m. Meditate on these songs and let God work wonders in your life.
7-4 Storm. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning, and Leo Rosales has come on to close this one out. Rosales and Abraham have split the closing duties so far, and Abraham is serving as a setup man tonight. The Quakes will send the top of the lineup, Kendrick, Sugden, and Brown, to the plate in the bottom of the 9th, and they trail 7-4. After Lake Elsinore scored 3 runs here in the top half of the 9th inning. Leading off will be Howie Kendrick. He is 2 for 4. Jason Sugden will follow. He is 2 for 4. And then Matt Brown. He's 1 for 4. Well, it comes down to this now. In a ball game that was back and forth early on and stayed 4-4 for most of the later innings until the top of the 9th inning. Rosales is 0-1 with a 4.15 ERA. 4 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs all earned. He has not walked a batter. He has struck out 4. The pitch to Kendrick, swing and high fly ball to right center field. Macias, the center fielder, under it in the gap in right center, and he makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Kendrick is now 2 for 5. Here's Jason Sugden. Sugden with a single. He scored a run in the 5th. 2 for 4 on the night. We'll be off tomorrow, and then on Friday we'll come to you from Lancaster, our first visit there. Quakes only make 3 trips there this year. The pitch to Sugden is inside, 1-0. Now Rosales throws. Next pitch, Sugden swings. He fights that one off. This one's going to make the seats. A foul ball beyond the third base bag. 1-1 the count. Tonight's attendance at the Epicenter, 2,483. 2,483 tonight's attendance in the homestand finale. The 1-1 pitch dips down low. 2 balls and a strike now to Jason Sugden. Quakes looking to get just any base runner on board and start stringing together some hits. 2-1 on the way, low and inside, 3-1. A walk, anything. Get some runners on if you want to put the pressure on and make this a ball game. But they're going to have to put on a couple of guys just to bring the tying run to the plate. Next pitch, swung on and missed, and the count is 3-2 to Sugden. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out, and the pitch on the way. Breaking ball, strike 3 called to Sugden. And he froze him with a curveball. 2 men out, here is Matt Brown. When tied after 8 innings, the Quakes are 0-2. This could be the 3rd game so far for the Quakes in their 14 games so far where they have been tied in a ball game going into the ninth inning and ended up losing that contest. Here is Matt Brown. First pitch is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Matt Brown, a double and a run in the fifth. 1 for 4 on the night. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. And Rosales right now is making quick work of the Quakes. Brown was behind on that last swing. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 men out. Rosales with his pitching hand down to his side. He goes to the glove. He winds and throws. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. And there's nothing interesting about this ninth inning tonight. The Quakes go down in order. Rosales retires the side in order. He strikes out 2 of the hitters he faced. And the Lake Elsinore Storm grab the finale of this series. They win the series. And Lake Elsinore so far, they have won 4 of their 6 meetings with the Quakes here at the Epicenter this year. And they win it 7-4. The Quakes drop back to 7-7 on the season. Well, Lake Elsinore has not lost 2 in a row since their first 2 games of the year against the Quakes, and tonight is going to be no different. 7-4 the final as the Quakes drop this one late. They'll have an off day tomorrow. They'll be at Lancaster on Friday. We'll take a break. We'll come back and get you the totals of this contest right after this.
In baseball, there are day games, night games, and even the occasional twilight doubleheader. But you'll never see a first thing in the morning game. That's because mornings are for Farmer John. Whether it's delicious hardwood smoked bacon, savory sausage, or juicy ham steaks, they're all made fresh right here in the Southland. There's even Farmer John quick serve bacon and sausage. It's ready in seconds. So share your afternoons and evenings with the Quakes. But mornings are for you and Farmer John. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
Tickets at the Epicenter for individual games start as low as $7, and the best seats in the house are only $10. Tickets can be purchased one of 3 easy ways. Over the phone at 909-481-5252, online at rcquakes.com, or in person at the Quakes ticket office. Ticket office hours at the Epicenter are Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. On game days, the ticket office stays open from 10 a.m. until the 7th inning of each game. Get your Quakes tickets today.
Well, the Quakes dropped this one tonight at home against the Lake Elsinore Storm. It was a tough loss, tie ball game going into the 9th inning. And tonight, the Quakes just could not come up on the top end of this game. Here are the totals. Lake Elsinore, 7 runs, 13 hits, 1 error. They stranded 9 men on base. The Quakes, 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. They left 8 men on base. The winning pitcher tonight for the Lake Elsinore Storm is Paul Abraham. His first win of the year. He's 1-0. Torres takes the loss for the Quakes. It wasn't a bad outing by Torres, but unfortunately he drops to 0-1 on the year. Torres looked a lot better, though, than he did in his last appearance. And, of course, remember, recovering from Tommy John surgery. Yes, you do want to see the Quakes prevail. You do want to see Torres be the winning pitcher. You don't want to see him, be charged for the game-winning runs. But obviously there are games within a game in baseball, and especially if you're Torres coming back from major elbow surgery. So he loses the ball game. He is now 0-1. And Leo Rosales comes in and he saves the ball game. It's his 3rd save of the year for the Lake Elsinore Storm. Time of the ball game, or 1 home run in the ball game to let you know of. It was Fernando Valenzuela Jr. Fernando Valenzuela Jr. connecting for his 2nd home run of the season. Time of the ball game, 2 hours, 33 minutes in front of a crowd of 2,483. Now for my studio coordinators, John and Josh Souter, this is Jason Anapoyan, inviting you to stay tuned next for the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Again, the final score, the Storm 7 and the Quakes 4.
Here's the pitch home. Runner breaks. Swinging a fly ball into center field. Baker having to go on the run. Going back. He's Kearney putting on the brakes, and it hits off the base of the wall.
Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball has been brought to you by Vineyard Bank, Laughlin's Convention and Visitors Bureau, Allstate Insurance, Galliano Winery, the City of Rancho Cucamonga Waste Management, Red Roof Inn, Charter Media, Chipotle, Farmer John's, Unilever Food Solutions, the X-Bucks, Yellow Book USA, and Omaha Jacks. KWRM 1370 is the radio home to the California League affiliate of the defending American League Western Division champion Angels. This is Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball. The Yellow Book USA postgame show is next.
Willits held up around second. Now he's being waved around third. Here comes the throw to the plate. And it's not in time. Willits slides in safely.
Individual tickets for July 3rd go on sale Monday, May 2nd. Ticket prices for this game are $2 more per ticket than regular ticket prices. The Quakes will host the Lancaster Jethawks at 7:15, and following the game, enjoy the Independence Day post-game fireworks show sponsored by Silverback Extreme. Tickets to the July 3rd game can be purchased on or after May 2nd at the Quakes ticket office, over the phone at 909-481-5252, or online at rcquakes.com.
Businesses and job applicants are looking for the same thing, a good match. At York Employment Services, we provide the most qualified job applicants to business leaders throughout the area. Our consultants will match the best candidates to the best companies, saving both time and money. Visit us across the street from the Ontario Mills Mall, 2 doors down from Starbucks, or log on to yorkemployment.com. York Employment Services, providing state-of-the-art services with old-fashioned values.
3-2, 2 outs. Runner goes at first. The pitch is swung on and missed. Sturchbach pumps his fist. The ball game is over, and the Quakes have won it.
Welcome to the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Look your information up in Yellow Book, not the other book. This is Quakes Baseball.
Well, the Quakes lose a tough one here tonight with 3 runs in the top of the ninth by the Lake Elsinore Storm, 7-4. The Storm win the series. They take the deciding game of this series, winning it over the Quakes 7-4 with 3 runs in the top half of the ninth inning. We'll get to more of that ball game in just a moment. Let's update you on the out-of-town scoreboard. In the American League, the parent club, the Angels, were 2-0 winners tonight at home over the Cleveland Indians. Bartolo Colon with the win. Jason Westbrook the loss for Cleveland. And former Quake Francisco Rodriguez with his 3rd save of the year. Sean Diggins hit his 2nd home run of the season for the Angels in the bottom half of the 8th inning of that one. 2-0 Angels beat the Indians. The Seattle Mariners were 7-6 winners over the Oakland A's tonight up at Safeco Field as Rubio Durazo homered for Oakland. Brett Boone homered in that ball game for Seattle. That ball game just wrapping up right now. Texas on the road at Tampa Bay wins a slugfest 12-10 over the Devil Rays. Elsewhere in the American League, it was Minnesota 5, Kansas City 4. The Yankees beat the Toronto Blue Jays 11-2. Carl Pavano the win for the Yankees. Ted Lilly the loss for the Blue Jays. Boston shuts out Baltimore 8-0, and it was the White Sox over Detroit 9-1. In the National League, the Dodgers are carrying a 3-1 lead over San Diego, heading to the bottom half of the 10th inning tonight in San Diego. In the bottom of the 9th inning in San Francisco, the Giants are trailing Arizona 2-0. As the Giants with 10 hits on the night, they are a bad baseball team right now, to put it nicely. Cubs 3, Cardinals 1. That's a final. Zambrano the win, Supan the loss, and LaTroy Hawkins his 3rd save for the Cubs. Cincinnati beats Pittsburgh 6-4. It was the Marlins over the Mets 9-2. Houston beats Milwaukee 6-1, and also Washington over the Braves 2-0 tonight. And in D.C., the Nationals continue their winning ways, and Colorado on the road beats Philadelphia 7-4. We'll come back with a recap of this 7-4 Quakes loss tonight to the Lake Elsinore Storm as the postgame show continues right after this.
Dog waste left on a lawn or sidewalk is disgusting, especially when left on your lawn. But it doesn't end there. It becomes a public health risk. When it washes away with the rain or a hose off any lawn or street surface and drains directly into the Santa Ana River, carrying harmful bacteria. As a dog owner, you can set a good example by picking up after your pet every time. Your actions will influence your family and your neighbors. Please take the following steps to care for your canine and help protect your neighborhood and public health. Clean up after your dog every time. When you grab the leash, grab a bag and have it with you. Take advantage of the complimentary bags offered in dispensers at local parks and use them to dispose of your pet's waste. Make sure you always have extra bags in your car so you are prepared when you travel with your dog. Carry extra bags when walking your dog and make them available to other pet owners who are without. Teach kids how to properly clean up after a pet. Encourage them to throw used bags into the nearest trash receptacle if they are away from home or on a walk. For more pollution prevention tips, please call the City of Rancho Cucamonga at 909-477-2740, extension 4060. 909-477-2740, extension 4060.
It's your first game. You got your glove?
Yeah.
Good boy. All right, bright blue sky, beautiful green grass. You know, there's nothing better than baseball in the summer.
I guess.
Hey, where's that peanut guy?
Dad, we're in the living room.
Hooked on a clear picture? Get hooked on Charter HD TV with a picture 5 times sharper than regular TV plus theater quality sound. You'll watch television like never before. Get local channels in high definition with no equipment to buy. Go where satellite can't. Call 1-888-GET-CHARTER and get hooked. Service not available in all areas. Prices may vary.
Well, tonight here at the Epicenter, the Quakes and the Storm meeting up in the final game of this 3-game series. And Lake Elsinore jumped on the board in the first inning over Rancho with a Brett Bonvecchio, a one-out RBI single to right field. That gave the Storm a 1-0 lead off of starter John Toledo. Toledo would settle down, and on the night, Toledo did not allow another run, at least while he was in there. He was charged with 2 runs on the night, but Toledo struck out 9 batters in 4 2/3 innings, and he looked real sharp tonight. And for Toledo, it's 2 consecutive solid appearances by him, 1 in relief and 1 in a starting role tonight, and that is very encouraging for the Quakes starting pitching staff. The Quakes, though, in the bottom of the first inning, were able to tie things up as Bobby Wilson supplied the first 3 runs of the night in terms of the offense for the Quakes. Wilson had a 2-out RBI single in the first to tie the ball game up at 1. And then in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Wilson had a 2-out RBI double down the right field line to score Howie Kendrick. Kendrick scored on his RBI single in the first. He also scored on the RBI double in the 3rd. And the Storm, or the Quakes, were in front 2-1 over the Lake Elsinore Storm. Then in the top half of the 5th inning, the back and forth started to occur. With Toledo in the ballgame, he gave up a double to Juan Siriaco leading off the 5th, but Peter Ramos lined a shot back to Toledo on the hill. He threw back over to the shortstop, Devin Day, who started tonight in place of Brandon Wood, and they doubled up the runner Juan Siriaco at second base. The very next batter was Drew Macias, our pregame show guest, and he singled to right center field for a base hit. That prompted Ty Boykin to go to the bullpen and end the night of John Toledo. Aaron McKenzie was brought in to pitch in the 5th inning with 2 outs and a runner at first, and Fernando Valenzuela Jr. hit his 2nd home run of the season over the 375 marker to make it a 3-2 Lake Elsinore lead. So Toledo on the night was charged for 2 runs. McKenzie was charged for the other the home run that he gave up to Valenzuela, at least Valenzuela's run. In the bottom of the 5th inning, though, the Quakes came right back with 1 out and the bases empty. Jason Sugden singled to right. Matt Brown then doubled doubled down the left field line, putting Sugden at 3rd. With runners at 2nd and 3rd and 1 man out, up to the plate stepped Bobby Wilson, and Bobby Wilson hit a chopper up along the 3rd base line. Bonvecchio short-hopped it just in front of the bag at 3rd in fair territory, threw home, and it was not in time. The throw wasn't a very good one. It would have been a bang-bang play anyway on Sugden, and the game was tied up, or the game at that time was tied up at, I'm sorry, I'm getting lost here. It was tied up at 3. The Quakes then took the lead on the very next at-bat, and Matt Pauley, he hit a sacrifice fly to left field, driving in Matt Brown as the Quakes went out in front 4-3. But Lake Elsinore came right back in the 6th inning. On the mound was left-hander Joe Torres. He started the sixth for Rancho, and Torres, who only made it a third of an inning in his last appearance against High Desert, struck out the first two men he faced, in Michael Johnson and George Kottaras. Kottaras had 3 strikeouts on the night. Michael Johnson had 4 strikeouts on the night, but Johnson would have a big at-bat later on in the ballgame. With 2 outs and the bases empty, Steve Baker singled just beyond the diving reach of Kendrick at second base, and then Brian Bergamy stepped up and hit a ball to right field where Blake Balcom, the right fielder, drifted back on the ball, and once he got to the warning track, he was drifting back to his glove hand side to his left, and then he spun back around to his right and just got all tangled up on the track. The ball landed and one-hopped the wall. It was a triple for Bergamy as he went into third standing up, and Baker came around to score on the play, and that at the time gave the Lake Elsinore Storm, or tied the ball game up for Lake Elsinore at 4, and that's the way the ball game stayed. The Storm had runners on in the 7th inning, and Torres was able to pitch himself out of that jam in the 7th inning, relying on strikeouts to Brett Bonvecchio and Michael Johnson. And then in the 8th inning, the Storm got a leadoff man aboard in George Kottaras, but he was caught stealing with Baker at the plate 2-6. So on the night, Torres was looking pretty good after his 3 innings in the 6th, 7th, and 8th. But after the Quakes, their offense was shut down by the Lake Elsinore bullpen, Wilmer Villatoro. In the 8th inning, they missed a golden opportunity with runners at second and third and just one man out. Abraham was into the ballgame for Lake Elsinore. He intentionally walked Brooks Schenkel to load the bases, set up the possibility of the double play. That would not be needed, though. Brandon Wood pinch hitting for Devin Day with the bases loaded and 1 out. Wood hit a foul pop-up to Michael Johnson at first base for the 2nd out of the inning, and then B.J. Weed struck out looking. B.J. Weed was 0 for 4 tonight with 2 strikeouts. In the 9th inning, Joe Torres went back out on the mound. Juan Siriaco reached on an infield single. The play was disputed on a chopper to Wood at short. The call was disputed by Ty Boykin, but he would not be on the winning end of that argument. Peter Ramos then walked, putting runners at first and second. That was it for Torres as Bob Zimmerman was brought in out of the bullpen for the Quakes one night after closing out his 2nd save of the season last night. Zimmerman faced Drew Macias. Macias laid down a sacrifice bunt, and that put runners at second and third. The sacrifice went 1-3, moving Siriaco to third and Ramos to second. And then the Quakes intentionally walked Fernando Valenzuela Jr., who had already homered on the night. He was 2 for his previous 3 with a hit by pitch, a home run and 2 RBIs. He was intentionally walked to load the bases. Then with the bases loaded and 1 out, and Zimmerman facing the cleanup hitter Brett Bonvecchio, Bonvecchio lifted a fly ball away from the left fielder B.J. Weed down the line, and with Weed giving chase, the ball landed on the warning track in fair territory and bounced over the starter advertisement sign over the left field wall, the portion of the wall that's in foul territory. Again, the ball was always twisting away from Weed the whole time. It was a ground rule double, scoring 2 men on the play. Siriaco and Ramos scored. That made it a 6-4 ball game. And then Michael Johnson came up and he delivered a sacrifice fly to center field. Jason Sugden came in to try and throw out Valenzuela, the runner at third, who was trying to tag, or who was tagging, coming home, and the throw hit the back of the mound, which basically eliminated any possibility for there to be a play at the plate. Then in the bottom of the 9th inning, after Lake Elsinore scored 3, Leo Rosales came in, and he got Kendrick to fly out to center on the first pitch. Jason Sugden struck out looking, and Matt Brown struck out swinging. There was nothing much more to that in the 9th for the Quakes. They dropped this one 7-4. The Storm have now won 4 of their 6 meetings with the Quakes here at the Epicenter so far in the early season. 7-4 the final score. The win goes to Abraham, Torres with the loss, and on the night, Rosales with his 3rd save of the season. We'll be back with a final wrap-up for you right after this.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fish and tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into the other book, not the other book. When it comes
comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
You are listening to AM 1370 Sports on KWRM, Corona, California.
First pitch comes your way on Friday night from Lancaster at 6:30, but we'll be on the air tape delay following Long Beach State Baseball. You can hear that game at 9:30 Friday night right here on KWRM 1370. James Holcomb will start for the Quakes. He'll be opposed by right-hander Garrett Mock of Lancaster. The Quakes will be off, their first off day tomorrow, and then Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon this weekend from Lancaster. That'll do it from here. For my studio coordinator tonight, John and Josh Souter, this is Jason Anafoyan saying so long to you. The final score, the Storm with 3 in the ninth beat the Quakes 7-4. Good night from the epicenter in Rancho Cucamonga.
Here's the windup and the pitch to the plate. Swung on, hit to right field. Pretty well. Melgarejo back at the track with room. Reaches out to his left. He makes the catch. The ball game is over. And John Toledo's the man of the day.
You've been listening to the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Look your information up in Yellow Book, not the other book. KWRM 1370 is the radio home to the California League affiliate of the defending American League Western Division champion Angels. This has been Quakes Baseball.